The JB&M Sports Fanatic channel. What's good with you? And so we are here not just for any game here, but a game, I tell you, where we have the number one ranked Texas Longhorns coming into the season. We've heard it all about Arch Manning, not just him, the returning talent of this Texas Longhorn teams, in which many people expect Texas to bring home the championship this year. But speaking of the championship, we've got the defending champions here at home, underdogs in this one. The Ohio State Buckeyes coming into here, a lot of new pieces here, new quarterback, new coordinators, all that great stuff. How will they look in this matchup here? Texas, Ohio State here. We're going to see how this one plays out, guys, but this one is going to be one for the ages here. I mean, this reminds me of back when Texas had Vince Young, Ohio State had Troy Smith, and that game determined basically who got the right to go to the championship game, even though it was an early season matchup. And so we'll see if it's a similar thing here. But one thing I do know is that it's going to be a lot of big time players here playing in this football game. And I'm excited to see what this is going to look like early in the season, obviously, for both of these teams. We've got RC here in the building. RC, what's good? And RC says, hi, JB. What's good with the RC getting us started here with the comments? Man, what an opening week, because week one, I'm not going to even say weeks over here, but week one, what a great matchup to begin the season. See the question here where we've got some time before kickoff. Wins today, Texas or Ohio State? Let your boy JB know. And so, Braden, what's good? Talk to me, Braden. How are you feeling about our fantasy team, man? What went right? What went wrong? What players were you close to drafting and it just ended up you didn't get the guy you wanted? Like, how did that play out for you? And Braden says, let's get it. Braden, I guess you're taking Texas today, I'm going to guess. Let's see. I see Irvin took Ohio State. Of course, he's going to take Ohio State. Let's see what Matt Leinart takes here. I'm like, just say it with your chest, Matt. He took Texas. Who is Mark Ingram going to take? Texas and Ohio State, guys. They say that Arch Manning is likely to get the Heisman this year. If that's going to be the case, he's going to have to go out there and perform today. It's got to be against a quality school. So Mark took Texas. Let's see. That he's honestly happy with the draft, even though his grade was horrible. And so, man, Yahoo was handing out a lot of D's yesterday. I was surprised to see some of the ratings for a few of those teams. I felt like it wasn't as bad, but I did like use an outside source to basically grade how everybody's draft was, and that one was a lot more, I feel like, accurate. Um, and again, that grade came from Fantasy Pros. I'm not sure if I shared it with you, but if I didn't share that one with you, then I probably should share that one with you because it was like, it graded it much more evenly, I feel like. Whereas Yahoo probably had favorite players that was drafted. Because I didn't understand, like, one team had both Lamar Jackson, Justin Jefferson. I liked it their first couple picks, honestly, because they took some of the players I was aiming for, but Yahoo didn't rate them as high as I would have rated them. So, but it's just one game at a time. It doesn't take into account, you just got to be better than your opponent that week that you played them, right? That's all that matters. Phoenix, Phoenix, what's good with you? And Phoenix says, what's happening, JB Nation and members? What's good with you? What's good? Let's see. You say kind of pick the best player available. All right, so yeah, let me go ahead and I'm gonna send it over to you through IG and see. Let's see. Black Medicine thinks that Yahoo is out to get him every single week. I mean, every single year when it comes to fantasy, because like they're always doing that to him. So, all right. So what I sent you wasn't necessarily like a grade, but more so like a percentage of what they think your record's going to be and a percentage of you making the playoffs. So looking for your team here. Well, okay, maybe it won't make you feel much better. I just now seen what it had for you. It won't make you feel much better. But yeah. Completely different source, outside source. And so yeah, absolutely crazy. Laney, what's good? Laney says, "Hey JB, go Ohio State. Just wanted to show some love. Be back in a bit. I appreciate that. And hey, I know Tennessee is going to go out there and beat Syracuse. I feel like Syracuse lost too many pieces to replace against a team like Tennessee. Syracuse ain't built like that for the long run. They just, had a good team last year, but Tennessee should get it. Even with Aguilar at quarterback, I see you guys have the football there. So good luck to your Tennessee Volunteers. And thanks for coming through and rooting for JB's team." Wait, Braden, tell me, who do you open up the year against in our fantasy league? Braden said, "Oh, come on, trying to prove the metrics wrong." But when I saw Ray McLeod get drafted in the draft, bro, I was like, "Oh man, are we doing this?" And so Mr. JB's going for Texas. We'll remember that come tomorrow. Oh, against Endezo. Oh yeah, Zoe wasn't happy about his grade either. He wasn't happy about his grade either. All right, so the number one quarterback in the 2024 recruiting class, Julian Sand, and they're about to go Super Saiyan today. If people want a quarterback, we'll show them a quarterback today. We will show them a quarterback. But does football back, and I'm talking about week one. We're not talking about, week zero. We're talking about week one, guys. Doesn't it feel great? And there were some good matchups last night. Who watched Georgia Tech versus Colorado? Because of the fantasy draft, I didn't pay as much attention to that one there. But who got to watch the game, and what do you guys think about the Georgia Tech and Colorado? What do you guys think about both teams? Because I really felt like it was a chance to evaluate both teams. The game went really good, honestly. Close all the way to the end there. So a lot of good things and positives that both teams can take away there. Obviously, only one team won, and that was Georgia Tech, but it was a really good game, especially for Friday night too. You said we're basically equal. Hey, okay. Oh man, I go against the sports split. He also had an A plus. Like we were the two that had A plus in the draft, and now we got to play each other week one. And I was like, oh man, if I could just play maybe somebody else. But he went and picked up Joe Mixon off the streets, and he picked up one other person that's on IR. And I was like, dang it, I should have thought to do that. Why didn't I think to do that? But I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I'm excited. You say honestly excited to see Sand as much as you're excited to see Arch. And so yeah, I mean, hey, this is what we want. Big time quarterbacks, big time matchup there. One versus two. Well, I say two because the coach is pulled there, but one versus three, technically. Right, so Braden says terrible clock management by Colorado, but they'll be fine. Georgia Tech could make the ACC championship. I am rooting for Georgia Tech this year to put it together. You know, that would be nice. Right, so we're getting ready for the kickoff here for Texas versus Ohio State. And again, shout out Lee Corso. All great things come to an end, but man, what a legacy he has built. Meanwhile, on the return here for Texas, Someone tackled him already. All right, to the 30-yard line. So now, Arch Manning and the Texas Longhorns versus the Ohio State Buckeyes. Matt Patricia, the defensive coordinator for Ohio State. Hopefully that's a positive. We'll find out. And this is only the man's third career start, Arch Manning. Let's not forget, despite all the Heisman talk and all of that. Imagine that. Two college games and people want you to come out of the draft to be the first overall pick. And both of those games were against some smaller schools. So we'll see how he does here in this one. All right, Longhorns with the football, ball at their own 29-yard line. I see four receivers here, one back in the backfield. And this one's about to be on the way. See, Jess, this is amazing. Let's get it. Let's get it. We've waited so long for college football. Now it's time to put everything on the line here. So it looks like, okay, so from their own 25 there, guy goes in motion, looks to throw it, complete, incomplete. Come on, man, you're supposed to be that dude. Complete. Now we got second down coming up here. Shotgun formation, three receivers, one tight end, one back. They're going to hand it to the back, and the back takes it to the 31-yard line, pickup of 6 yards there, and that's Wisner on the carry. All right, so third down here. Can the Buckeyes get a stop here? 3rd and 4. Got to get after him. Receiver goes in motion. Shotgun. Manning has time. Manning throws it. Gets the completion, but he's short. It's going to be a couple inches, though. Maybe a yard shy. And that's Arch Manning's first completion of the game. Excellent tackle. Now they went quarterback sneak. Let's see what the referees say. Looks like one is signaling a first down. Let's see what the others say. Got to locate where the football is. Again, quarterback keep. Ooh, did he get that? Did he get it? Did he really get it? Was there enough of a push? They say so. All right, tight end goes in motion. One back in the backfield. Feeds it to him. And the back gets a first down on the carry. Picks up about 14 yards there. I'm not liking what I'm seeing so far from that run defense. That was Baxter on the carry for Texas. So another first down here for the Longhorns. Well, we are losing the battle against the run blocking. We have got to break free. All right, Texas shifts the formation here from their own 49-yard line. Manning gets it. Throws over the middle. Incomplete. There is a flag, though. There is a flag. RC says, guess who just drove up to the JV football party? RC's in the building. What's good? She's ready for this one. Yeah, so that's a flag there against Texas. Backs them up here. We got a 1st and 15 again here in the first quarter. 12 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the opening drive here for the Texas Longhorns, who got the football first in this one here. This time Manning up under center, multiple tight ends on the play, one receiver, one back in the backfield, gets the snap. Gonna hand it to the back, in the back. All right, that's a pickup of a yard on the carry. That's what I need to see when they run the ball. Guys like McDonald getting after it. 2nd and 13. Again, Matt Patricia out there calling the defense for Ohio State. As she said, JB, shame on you for not denying Arch on 4th and tiny inches. I did my best, RC. I did my best. All right, so another carry here on the ground. 3rd down coming up. And so we got a 3rd and 8 situation right here. And I'm looking at the defense. You've got to apply pressure on Manning and not let him get comfortable. Apply that pressure on him. All right, big 3rd down here, 3rd and 8. Right here in the shotgun. Looking, feeling the rush, throws it, gets the completion. Going to be about a yard and a half shy, maybe 2 yards shy of that 1st down marker. 4th down coming up. So 4th down, guys. 4th and 2. Multiple tight ends, 2 receivers, 1 running back. Get it to the running back. The running back is short. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Just gonna line up on a 4th and 2 continuously on us like that. RC said, JB, did you get some decent, adequate sleep? You're asking because man, I woke up at 10:40 a.m. and thought you missed the entire game. I got me some sleep. It may not be the adequate amount, but I did get me enough. I did get me enough. Braden says stop. That's right. That's right. RC said, JB, you go for the 4th down too many times. You're gonna get bit into you know what. That's true. That's true. As they used to say, if you find yourself going for it so much on 4th down, you're not doing so hot. Braden says, JB, thought on the Micah Parsons trade. I think that first of all, there were 2 different messages that was sent. One, this tells me that Green Bay believes like, okay, the guys that we have right now, we're playing to win now. Like they truly believe that they can contend for a Super Bowl right here, right now. And they felt that Micah Parsons was that piece that maybe puts them over the top here. That means they're liking everything else they're seeing here and that they feel like now's the time to take that chance. Because you don't make a move like that, unless you're feeling like, okay, we're close. And so that's what that tells me from their end. But what it tells me for the Cowboys is that Cowboys don't know what they're doing. They're lost. They're lost. Like you get a guy like that, and at this part of the season, if you traded him in the off season, okay, we still got time to replace him. But you're gonna do this to the season ticket holders who are already skeptical of everything that's been going on so far. But of course, Cowboys doing Cowboys things, trying to just make a splash and stuff in terms of just making the headlines. Good news, bad news, they don't care. But hey, that seems to be the theme these days in Dallas. Whether we're talking NBA, whether we're talking NFL, you get a superstar, young superstar, you trade him away. That seems to be the theme. But hey, I'm happy for Micah Parsons going somewhere where they're gonna actually pay that man because my man getting paid. Hopefully he can think of your boy JB and donate just a little bit of that to your boy JB. But nah, I think that's gonna make waves though for the Packers. And if I was another team in that division, I'd be extremely upset right now with the Dallas Cowboys for helping Green Bay the way that they did. So that's big time. I like the trade for the Packers. She said, JB, I didn't even know where the heck you say you was when you woke up this morning. You thought you was asleep on a bench in a fire coat in Miami somewhere. I'm sorry, on the beach. Oh man, RC, RC, whatever you did last night, man, you shouldn't do it again. All right, so now we get to see Ohio State for the first time offensively in this one. What would a new look Buckeyes offense look like here today? That is the question. Julian saying, just how good is he? But it's not just that. The ground game. We lost, two of our top running backs from last year. Both guys got drafted in respect to their respective teams. How will we look in the backfield? Already a run play. I picks up about 2 yards on the play. Come on now, you can't just let 97 just jump into Powell like that late. He said, then boo. He said boo. And Brayhawk says he's happy. Yes, he said, JB, I'm hoping that they actually get upset this evening by Old Dominion, which is very, very unlikely, but you can't stand Indiana. Oh, man. All right, 2nd and 8. Another run play here, and this time move the Powell. I like it. I like it. We're coming out aggressive here to establish that ground game. I say do it again. I say do it again. I see Tennessee's up 3-0 over Syracuse. So we got a 3rd and 1 coming up here. I think this- All right, 3rd and 1. Fighting there. Man, didn't get it. I mean, they were expecting it. 4th down coming up. We get the ball. I mean, everybody knew that the ball was going to be on the ground there. And says, "Yeah, I think my reaction was probably the same as yours when they when we got Luke. Yes, when the Lakers got Luca. Yeah. Oh man, 4th down. Here we go. So this time Ohio State here, 4th and 1. So what are we gonna do here? Quarterback up under center. Play fake. Looking. Throws it. You serious? Are you kidding me? Are you serious? Cannot believe it. Brayhawk says, I think Tate has a big game. Archie says, JB knows I'm not happy. Braden, that Micah Parsons is gone as a Cowboys fan, but also I'll say it in a sec, 1 sec. Brayhawk says, stuffed. Lewis, what's good with you? Lewis is in the building. Brayhawk says, Texas D-line is elite. They're going for it. Dropped. Yeah, he just dropped it, man. Like, he just flat out dropped it. Of all passes to drop, why that one? Lewis said he took the under at 47. Okay. Archie said, okay, so as I was saying, I get it, Braden and JB, with Micah Parsons. It's damn if you do, damn if you don't. If you keep Parsons and underperforming this crazy, you trade him, and it's like, hey, yeah, I mean, it just comes down to how you feel about, the current situation. You're trying to build for the future. Now, they did stock up on some draft picks. That's true. They did draft up, stock up on some draft picks. They picked up Kenny. That's great. That's nice. But, we won't know until those players are actually, who they draft with it. But what are the odds you're going to draft someone that's going to make up for the value of, if you were to trade those two guys straight up for Micah Parsons? We'll see, though. We'll see. Which said, JB, it sure did seem like caught that ball heading out of bounds, but he did the old dropperooski. That he did. That he did. Extremely disappointing. I mean, the ball was there. Ball was there, but tight end Max Clare dropped the ball. So turnover on downs after getting a turnover on downs ourselves, and now they have great field position. Believe the ball right there. I could have made that catch. In all honesty, I could have easily made that catch. It's the JB, the Packers haven't been bad in like 3 or 4 decades. Those picks will probably be nothing burgers, low teens at best. True, true. But the fact you got so many means that you could maybe package those picks for a player, another player. Who knows? Who knows? Trying to be positive here for the Cowboy fans for your RC, but it's looking oblique right now. It's looking oblique. Man, so again, turnover on downs. My boy's saying, put the ball in the money. The ball was there. Tight end got to catch that. Got to catch it. Again, we're at the commercial here. Both teams have had the football. We're still scoreless here in this one here in the first quarter with 8 minutes and 29 seconds to go. All right, so here we go. First and 10. They're going to feed it to the back here, and the back's going to pick up about 3 yards here, 3, 4 yards. All right, hurrying up here. Man up under center. Another run play. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Let's see. All right. 3rd and 6. This is a big third down here for the Buckeyes defensively. If we can get the stop here. Trips at the bottom of the screen here for Texas. Up. Early movement. Early movement. Early movement. We got him spooked, Braden. RC says JB Jerry Jones should have let me help him engineer the trade. I would have demanded 6 first-round picks and a first-round pick on Matthew Golden, and then you could give us Kenny Clark as toss in, Braden. There's a reason why RC is not a GM. No trades would get done. I said, JB, you should start a in-chat segment called Best of the Rest. Ooh, Best of the Rest. I like it. All right, 3rd and 11. Manning gets the snap here. Manning looking. Manning throws it to the back at the backfield here. Got to make the tackle, and Ohio State does make the tackle indeed. Excellent job there by the defense to keep everything in front of them there. 4th down coming up. All right, so good job there by the defense. I was a little concerned about the field position that they had there, but the defense stepping up. All right, Ohio State, we've got to find a way to score now. All right, I'm trying to figure out what is going. It's on the way. Top from our own 12. So deep in our own, sorry, from 7, our own. So back in our own territory here, we've got to protect the football here and move the football when we come back out there for our second offensive possession for the Ohio State Buckeyes coming up. Again, we're still scoreless in this one, 0-0, and I know that makes Lewis very happy. That makes him very happy. Let's see. We've got Eric in the building. What's good with you, Eric? And Eric says, JB, doing well, buddy. JB's doing great right now, obviously, with Ohio State playing here. Depending how this game goes, depends on how JV will be doing. But yeah, I'm seeing some positive things from our defense right now, and I did like what I seen from the offense, minus the drop there by the tight end. But seeing some good things here. But we've got to put it together and get a score on this board. Get a score, get the crowd into it early. Let's go ahead and start scoring right now. That's what JB's looking forward to. Well, she said, for instance, JB, you're done after this game, so you could, for a short time, maybe at halftime, talk about the best of the rest games available today. And so, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, she said 4 quarters later, and it's still 0-0. As if that's the case, as if. I feel like we can move the ball here. We just gotta. Obviously, we came out trying to establish the run game. But and I feel like there was some positive things there, but on obvious run situations, we're gonna have to be able to do a little play action fake, a little something to not run into the strength of that defense when they're expecting it. Let's see, I'm trying to figure out what in the world is going on with my layout. Let's see, let's try this again. Let's see. First she said, who's y'all quarterback, JB? And so Julian Sand, the number one ranked quarterback of the class of 2024, Julian Sand. So I know the talk has been more so about Arch Manning, but Julian's pretty good in his own right, and we're gonna find out just how good. So far, just one pass attempt, but it's time. Let's find Jeremiah Smith, and let's get some fireworks going here. Come out and be aggressive on this drive. All right, 1st and 10 here for the Buckeyes from their own 8-yard line. Run play, picks up a yard on the carry. 2nd down coming up. 2nd and 9 here in the first quarter with I'm sorry, with 6 minutes and 20 seconds to go against still 0-0. This is the second offensive drive here for the Ohio State Buckeyes. So it's time to open things up here and get the ball into the hands of our receivers. But being within our own territory like this, let's see if they call 2nd and 9 here. Seeing multiple tight ends here. 2 receivers, 1 back, shotgun. Quick pass, caught by the receiver, makes a guy miss. All right, takes it all the way to the 15-yard line. And you guys know him well, a guy that needs no introduction here. Jeremiah Smith there with the reception, picks up 6 yards on the play. Now we got a 3rd and 3 situation here. Very important here. Got to get a first down. We do not want them to get the ball back again with great field position here. Let's get a first down and get this train rolling. Braden says, got Smith involved. Got to. And got Julian his first ever completion at the collegiate for this season. 1 of 2 for 6 yards. Okay, 3rd and 3. Staying, looking, staying. Who's it? Completion for the first down. Let's go to the 25-yard line and a first down for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Let's see. Braden says, okay, saying that time. Excellent job. Had to squeeze it in there because those defenders, they were there. So I had to squeeze it in that window, and that he did. Secured the catch. Nice clean catch. All right, first down. Shotgun again. Multiple tight ends. I expect a run play here, but let's see. Oh, quick pass. Full JB there. Oh, not Smith with the drop here. He was already thinking about what he's going to do after the catch there. 2nd down coming up here. 2nd and 10. Brayhawk says, dang, you don't see that every day. I thought it was just my guys on NCAA football, but apparently this is contagious here. She says, droppy, droppy. It's time to make up for that with a big time play here. Shotgun formation. Let's try something deep here. Tight end goes in motion. So run play, running back fighting for his life here, gonna lose a yard on the play. All right, 3rd and 11 here. You see Tennessee's up 10-0 over Syracuse there in the first quarter. All right, so big time 3rd and 11. What do we do? Our own 25-yard line here. Can we find a way to get a first down here? Dang, feels the rush, get the ball out there, and yep, drop. Another drop. We got to get out of our own heads here. We got to get out of our own heads here. We can't keep having these drops. Like that time, they brought the pressure there. Stay inside at the last second, threw it. Smith is frustrated, but it's okay. It's early. It's okay. That's not going to continue to be the theme every time. Just continue to try to give him the ball. All right, punts on the way. All right, taking a Buckeye bounce here. Let it continue to roll. All right, to the 25-yard line there. So that's where Texas will take over from their own 25-yard line. So Coach Prime is the bum of the week, JB. Oh man, RC. Braden Brayhawk says another drop by Smith. RC said the racing pressure smoked any development there, JB. And so, yeah, that is true. That is true. But that quick pass, he should have been able to take advantage of that pressure. As long as the defense keeps doing what they're doing, the offense will eventually figure things out. Let's see, RC says key moments yesterday, 2 timeouts, and you swallowed both of them. You said, "What's wrong with that man?" And so, yeah, you gotta use the timeouts. Gotta use the timeout, especially you understand, young kid out there. It just you gotta use them. Gotta. It's still a good game though. It's still a good game. Marcy said, "JB spit it straight. Is Colorado overrated? They never should have lost that game yesterday." And so, honestly, I don't think so. Not this year. I think expectations for them are about, like people are curious. They don't really know what to expect this year. Having lost you lost your Heisman Trophy winner, you lost your quarterback who many thought would have been a first round pick, you lost a lot of key pieces there. So, they played Georgia Tech good. Georgia Tech, remember when Georgia Tech played against Georgia last year and it was a game of a game? I feel like Georgia Tech's gonna have a good year this year. So we'll see just how good they are, but I wouldn't hold that one loss against them. I wouldn't call them overrated. Not this year. In past years, JB may have said that, but not this year. You said the game started with 3 Georgia Tech turnovers. 3 of them turnovers. All right, and again, we are currently right now awaiting the return of the game here. Still first quarter, still first quarter. Both of these quarterbacks here got to get it going. None of these quarterbacks have gotten it going yet. And these offenses are struggling because of it. But hey, I mean, Lewis took the under, so good for him. Yeah, so LSU is going to be playing against Clemson later tonight. LSU and Clemson. Get them. Get him. Excellent job. The rush caused Manning to be off on that throw once again. Arch Manning struggling to pass the ball so far early in this one. Second and 10 coming up. Run play. Got him from behind there. 2-yard pickup. Okay. So now we got third down. Let's go out there. No funny stuff, defense. Let's go out there and get the stop and get this ball back to our offense. Repetition is key right now for us. The more reps we get on offense, the better. All right. Third and 8. Black Mesa says still 0-0. Yes. And what's good with you? But it's still 0-0 right now. Texas with the football here. Third and 8 from their own 27-yard line. Shotgun formation. 8 seconds right now on the play clock. They snap the ball. Manning feeling a rush. Manning brought down there from behind for the sack. Excellent job there by the Buckeyes defense. Fourth down coming up here with 2 minutes and 35 seconds to go here in the first. See in the zone in the building. What's good with you? Zoe said both of these quarterbacks hard to watch. Give it time, man. Give it time. It's the first game. Most teams schedule cupcake teams the first week to get that, to get that confidence going. We didn't do that, so give it time. Oh man, Zoe. But what's good, man? How you feeling about your fantasy team, man? All right, punts on the way. Arce said, JB, my oldest child was born in Mississippi in 2007. 2007. Okay, okay. 2007. You said Mississippi. I took the easy way out. Ha ha. Archie says those spitting facts ain't nothing easy to digest with these quarterbacks. Like Medicine says, yeah, you guys usually scheduled Toledo or Akron. Hey, that's a step up from the days we used to have Youngstown State. That used to be horrible to watch. Zoe said you felt like you got you some dark gems, huh? Okay, okay. So let's see. I've yet to see us take a deep shot here. Now would be a good time for a little play fake. Take a deep shot here. First and 10. Ball again. And gonna pick up about 2, 3 yards on the carry. Second and 7 coming up for the Ohio State Buckeyes here. So what up, RC? Black Mesa says Zoe team scheduled a lower level opponent. Calling out Zoe's team. Because he said, JV, y'all know how dangerous one loss in college football could be. Why would y'all do that? That's the days of old, RC. The old days where one loss could screw you up. Things are a little different now. First down there, got it to Jeremiah Smith there for the first down there, slashing through the defense. All right, let's go. Let's run a little tempo or something to get this offense really cranked up here. But nice throw. Like Messon says, one loss in college football isn't that dangerous anymore. Playoffs change that. Oh yeah, we're living proof about that. Zoe said week 2 we play a nice team. Black Messon says who's Zoe? Eastern Michigan. A shotgun. Feeds it to the back, up the middle, picks up about 4 yards on the carry. Now they can run this one out to the end of the first quarter. And again, if you're like Lewis and you took the under, you love how this quarter has gone. He said Eastern Michigan. And again, 0-0. Texas had the football first in this one. Will the Buckeyes really run another play here? Maybe they'll use this opportunity to try to draw them off sides. So said, what up, Black and Oklahoma? Now talk to me, Black Medicine. How do you feel about your fantasy football team? I know I shared with you, Black Medicine and Zoe. I shared with y'all um like the fantasy pros evaluation of how our draft did in terms of like what it projects our record to be and also our percentage of making the playoffs there. Cause I know Yahoo man, Yahoo said a third of the league did terrible. I'm like, come on, man. There's only 12 people this year, and you gave a third of the league a D for the draft grade. So I'm like, what's up with that? What's up with that? Like, it is grading on a harsh scale for some. That's a good one. Black Medicine says he believes his fantasy team will conquer the world. Okay, okay, okay. Zoe says, who's your quarterback, Black Medicine? Who is your quarterback? She says, Zoe, who y'all playing today? Is it beatable? And Black Medicine says they are extremely biased there. Zoe said, heck yeah. New Mexico. Heck yeah. Zoe said they're not gonna schedule Appalachian State to start off the year no more. That those days are done. But that's right. You did take so you have both Dak Prescott and Michael Penix Jr., if I'm not mistaken. I think you also took what round did you draft Dak Prescott in? 'Cause I saw quarterbacks coming off the board and I thought I saw Dak coming off like fairly early. I was like, oh man, that's a good one. That's a Black man says, I don't know. The Lobos, they're looking good, he says. Oh man. I said, JB, true about what you said earlier. We lost to NIU and still found a way to get through the madness of the title game. So that is true. Because when you guys lost to them last year, I thought you guys were done. Like done, done. But then, hey, I was reminded, college football playoff, different things. As we said, Michigan versus North Mexico then tonight, bet. And so, yep. So you don't remember all of that. It was third or fourth. And so, okay, bet. I should be able to see the actual like, give me that in-depth analysis here. Really though, I felt like, cause like every time I was on the board, I felt like someone took the player that I was aiming for. I really went to take Lamar Jackson when Lamar Jackson was drafted there. So I was glad Jalen Hurts was on the board because like he was like the last guy I would have taken at that round. If someone would have took him before me, then I was just gonna wait on a quarterback a couple rounds before I would have taken him. You don't trust Dak this year, too much pressure on the offense. Well, at least I mean, think of it this way. If the defense is out there and the defense is giving up points in bunches, which it looks like they're going to be doing, then the offense has no choice but to at least go out there and keep throwing the ball, in which he already throws the ball a lot. It's not like they've got, like a marquee running back that could take over. So I feel like Dak will have a bounce back year. He seems to have good year, bad year, good year, bad year. Last year was a bad year. He's due for a good year this year. Dak does enough to get paid. So I'll say that. But you're right, though. You're right. There was a lot of sleeping on Geno. I wasn't about to go ahead and take a second quarterback that early with all the talent that's still on the board and stuff. And I just need a backup quarterback maybe for one game. So I waited late. But if he was available, I certainly would have taken him. All right. Nice run for the first down there for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Way to move the chains. Their first down here to start off the second quarter. Again, it's still 0-0 right now, but you know what? This is the kind of game that the Buckeyes, I feel like, need. The defense is doing good. Offense just continue to build momentum, build momentum. I like it. I said, JB, we should have traded Dak mess a lot, not Micah Parsons. Zoe said, nah, Dak gonna play hurt. All right, 1st and 10. Tight end goes in motion here for the Buckeyes. Again at midfield right now. Jayin drops back. Jayin throws it short. Gets it completed there to the tight end. And the tight end picks up about 6 yards on the reception there. We've got a 2nd down coming up here for the Ohio State Buckeyes here. So now, Texas side of the football field. Can they put it together? I'd like to see a little bit more tempo here for the offense. Get something going. Magic Man, what's good with you? And he says, Micah Parsons. He says, go, Pack, go. That's right. That's right. That's right. So how do you guys feel about the defense? I was shocked that the Packers defense wasn't one of the first ones selected, I think, in our fantasy league. I thought they would have been first after the Micah Parsons trade. All right, but 2nd and 4 right now. This time staying up under center. Play fake. Pass time. Throws it. Incomplete. Incomplete. Smith wants a flag, but the referee said, nah, we're going to let the boys play. Let the boys play. So he said, JB, it's time for you to grow back your Waka Flocka 2008 dress. Come on now, RC. We're not going to sit back. We're not going to let you just sit there and act like you don't notice that JB got the Matt Hasselback going and stuff like that. You know, that would be virtually almost impossible there. Joe said, do Packs beat the Lions week 1? I feel like that's a great thing for us to dive into for sure in terms of like during halftime and stuff. But do the Packs beat the Lions week 1? If I have to say right here, right now, I would say, ooh, that's a good one. Let JB think on that one. Oh, what a throw there. Incomplete. Incomplete. I just gotta say that's good coverage there. That was just good coverage there. The ball was a little bit under on that throw than what he probably should have put on that one, but ultimately good coverage there. But again, I like the decision making. Just got to put a little bit more on that ball. But wait a minute. They got a flag here. Got a flag here. So see what the referees say. All right, did somebody get grabbed by the face mask here? Ah, okay. So something completely independent from that route. Yeah, defensive player. You pulled my man helmet off there. Okay. Hey, we'll take it. We'll take it. If they lack discipline, hey, we'll capitalize off of that. But do the Packers beat the Lions? Where's that game at? Where's that game at, Zoe? Where's that game at? As she said, can Cam Newton try to spin like the Dallas Green Bay was good? Stop, Cam, stop. 1st and 10. Went back in the backfield, feeds it to him, and fights for a yard on the play. Again, Texas extremely good there in that interior. I can see that. And that was pretty obvious coming into the season. 2nd and 9. 13:05 to go here in the 2nd quarter of play. Still waiting to see who's going to get the first points of the game. But right now, with a 2nd and 9 right now, let's see what the Buckeyes call here. Maybe it's a good time for like an end around or something like that, just to get them going one direction, back the other. Now, Matt Man says they're going to the Super Bowl, and he said he's going to go to the Super Bowl here. Gonna go to the Super Bowl. So week 1 is basically preseason game 4, so anything can happen. Saying, pump fake, saying, on the move, saying, throws this one, and a flag here. We got a flag here. Okay, so we got a flag. Zoe said, not confident Magic. Archie said, JB, I feel you ain't, you said, you ain't growing your hair out never ever again. Maybe in the next life, RC, maybe in the next one. But yeah, that thing's not coming back for JB. Those days are done. Magic Man says, all the confidence, just seen a lot of great teams struggle in preseason game 4. She says, shaky quarterbacks and shaky wide receivers equal boring. Come on now, RC. I don't sat through many of Notre Dame games like this now. Give these teams some time here. This is, their week 1. So the fact that they chose to play against each other, I like it. Oh man, I see Tennessee is starting to give Syracuse the works right now, 17-0. 1 and 10 here. Again, 0-0 here in the second quarter, 12 minutes, 35 seconds to go. Just a reminder that Texas had got the football first offensively. So that means that after halftime, Ohio State will be the one to get the football. But right now, we're just trying to see who's going to score first. If you said, Magic Man, I hope it works out for you guys and you're a Cowboys fan. All right, so you got Green Bay winning that one. Houston 10. It's a run play. Still fighting forward. Can we get a little bit more of a push here? Okay, good job. Good finish on that run. Picked up about a good 6 yards on the carry. Second down coming up. I might have to reserve my pick for next week, Zoe, when we go live on Wednesday, because I'm going to have to think about that one, see the injury report. Game is in Green Bay. Okay, so the game is in Green Bay. They're going to be hyped up. Okay, okay, okay. Xander says, can you stream Michigan versus New Mexico, please? And so, Xander, what's good with you? But JB won't be able to do that one. I won't be able to do that one there. Made the promise to the wife that I'll take her to the store after this game there. So I will not be able to do that game there. But hey, I say this though. I expect Michigan to go out there, drop, I'd say about 50 points, drop 50 points, hold New Mexico to, I'd say about 10 points, late game score, something like that. So about 50-10 is what I'm expecting. I'd be shocked if it was closer than that. But what's good with you? Interesting goal again. Current drive, 9 plays, 4 yards, in about 5 minutes and 50 seconds to turn time possession off the clock here. This is the kind of drive that JB likes. All right, gives it to the running back here again, just pushing forward for everything that he can. Picks up maybe 2 yards there before he's slung to the ground. And again, 10 minutes and 50 seconds left to go here before halftime. Still 0-0 in this one. It says holding. It says, Magic Man, I just deal with the pick some kind of way. Clark is what, 4 years older than Mika? You say we'll see what the return on him does. Second and goal. Now's a good time to find Smith in that end zone. They're going to run it again. Picks up maybe another 2 yards here. Third down coming up. And that was Donaldson Jr. on the carry. Transfer from West Virginia, I believe. So, the Magic Man says, I'm watching Jerry Jones turn into Al Davis this week. No, not Al Davis. The late Al Davis. Hey, guys, third and goal right now. So let's see what happens here. Third and goal. Shotgun here. All right, timeout called. First timeout. Big third down here. Boy, Ryan Day in situational football. Let's see, has he evolved since last year? I said, warning, ice cold comment coming. It just might time for Jerry Jones to go and pay Al Davis a visit. Oh man, RC. Even Magic Man shocked about that one. She said, where's Sam I am at JB? And so good old Sam I am. Good old Sam I am. You talking about Sam Darnold? He's with on the Seahawks. Lexi Xander says, if New Mexico wins, you're switching teams. You don't care, it's too embarrassing. You don't have to worry about that, Xander. You do not have to worry about that. Believe me, if JB thought there was a possibility, JB would let you know, but JB can't see any type of possibility in which that happens. That would certainly rock the college football world if that were to happen, though. Black Manson says, I don't know. A lot of these lower schools are playing these guys close so far this season. That is true. That is true. I am noticing a lot of these scores being a lot closer. Because the game yesterday, even though I don't think much of Wake Forest's, football team this year, but Kennesaw State, I think they lost what, like by 1 point to Wake Forest yesterday? And so I was like, dang, y'all was so close. I was rooting for Kennesaw State to get that win, but you're right. They've been putting up some fights. They've been putting up some fights. So it says Xander, no chance. They win, go blue. She says New Mexico 41, Michigan 34. Says nah, he's just trolling. Probably gonna be more like Michigan rolls like 48-17, something like that. I could see something like that too. Black Manson says Samuel can't be too far away. That's right, Sam. Now that you guys mentioned it, he's gonna show up. He's gonna show up. He's never this late though. He's probably just waking up late, honestly. Let's see. It just says, nah, Sam, I am. Samuel from the chat, LOL. You said, I never seen a JV stream going down with no Samuel. You're right about that. You're right about that. Samuel's usually first in the comments, even if he has to comment and then come back later. He's usually first more times than not. Like if I'm a betting man, I'm betting that Samuel's probably first. If not Samuel, then maybe Lewis if it's a big game in terms of being the first one there. Just usually one of those two. So RC was first today. Let's see, third and goal. So can we get first touchdown of the season here, or will we have to settle for 3 points? 2 yards away from the end zone here. What do you call? All right, feeds it to the back. Not going to get it. Probably picked up a yard on the play here. So fourth down coming up there. Why would we do that? Why not just find a way to throw the ball to the back of the backfield? Ryan Day, are you sure about this? Are you sure about this? Oh boy. All right, so here we go. Fourth and goal. We're 0 for 1 so far on fourth down. Can we get it? She said New Mexico is a basketball program. Last time I checked. All right, here we go. Fourth and goal here. Tight end goes in motion. They're going to feed it to the back. Who gets the touchdown for the Buckeyes? Let's go. DJ Donaldson. Man, I was extremely nervous there. I ain't going to lie. I was extremely nervous there. Ryan Day on a fourth down situation that we need to get. But finally, we get a touchdown, and that's huge. That's huge. Way to cap off that drive. And that time, they were blitzing the gap there. Excellent job there by the running back and the fullback there. 67 did his job too. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see. Xander says, am I going to be streaming the LSU versus Clemson game? And so I will not be streaming any more today. My next stream is going to be tomorrow, Notre Dame versus Miami. It's just a lot more harder now for JB to stream multiple times throughout the day now that JB's married and stuff. So it's a lot harder for JB to make that time commitment to 2 games in the same day. Otherwise, that would have been a great one to stream there. I honestly wish that they would have been coming on tomorrow and that Miami Notre Dame would have been Monday. That would have been the perfect scenario. But my next stream will be tomorrow, Notre Dame versus Miami. It'll be a good one as well. GRC says, Xander, he said JB is only doing a one-off stream today. And so, yeah, JB used to have energy for multiple streams there and time, but things changed. Black Medicine calling out Zoe says shame on Zoe for blocking Samuel. Oh man. Lefty, what's good? What's good with you? How we doing today? So Xander, so all right. So Zoe's gonna be streaming the Michigan game tonight. So okay, bet. I meant to ask you about that, Zoe. I meant to ask you about that. But for anybody that does want to see the Michigan game, there Zoe will be going live for the Michigan game. Lefty says, "What up, Zoe?" Xander says, "Okay, bet, Zoe." So Xander will be there. Oh yeah. I'll have to chime in and see, how many yards y'all thinking Underwood's gonna throw for today? I gotta look at his player prop and see what they got his player prop in, but I know typically against a school like that, you guys probably won't opt to throw too much. Just, hit them with the ground game. There's no need to pass that much, so hit him with the ground game. But I'll be curious to see how many yards he throws for in that one. 2 weeks, bud. 2 weeks. Else have their fantasy league draft happen so far for their NFL fantasy league draft? I've got my second one in another league this Sunday, and which is interesting because this will be my first time being in the league that you can start two quarterbacks. I literally just found that out yesterday that we could play two quarterbacks. It's like a flex spot that you can put quarterback, receiver, whatever. So I'm having to do a ton of mock drafts between now and tomorrow whenever I have some time to prepare myself for how that's going to be. RC says, I know you ain't say no onion state, RC. I know you ain't say no onion state. You say, okay, in the game while JB's happy. Ohio, not onion. Bill says, I'm hip, might not go for real lefty, had to buy a car and Bills took you out. Oh man. My man out there buying vehicles like it's nothing. Zoe's got about 7 cars in the garage. Lefty says, I wish I could take tonight off. I'd come hang out with you, Zoe. Yeah. Coach Manning so far in this one, 3 of 5 for 13 yards. Passing, CJ Baxter, leading rusher for Texas, 5 rushes, 24 yards. As for the Buckeyes, right now, let's see. So Sand is 4 of 9 for 39 yards passing so far in this one. Leading rusher for the Buckeyes, CJ Donaldson Jr., 10 carries for 31 yards. Who does Iowa open the season with? All right. First and 10 here for Texas offensively here. Having saw the Buckeyes score, you know they want to come back and answer and respond here in the second quarter with 8 minutes and 57 seconds to go. First and 10. All right, 3 receivers bottom of the screen here. Running back goes in motion. Manning going to keep it himself here. Manning looking for real estate, doing what he does well. Picks up about 8 yards there on the quarterback design run. Second down coming up. Like Medicine says that JB's going to get the works if he streams too long. So JB, you're doing the Belichick North Carolina game on Monday. I have not determined yet if I was going to add that one. I figured I was going to wait to see how I felt after the Miami Notre Dame game to determine that. And so they run the ball, pick up a first down there, picks up about 3 yards on a carry. Pressure set it down to work with here for the Texas Longhorns. Again, minutes and 10 seconds to go here in the second quarter. All right, this is where I'm looking to my defense here. Get a stop, get the ball back. Let's tire them out defensively. But that only works if we can get the ball back quickly here. So first and 10. Lefty says, come on, Texas. Arch looking. Arch throws it. Incomplete. Incomplete. He's been a little low on a couple passes. I've made the excuse of the offensive line. Maybe he's just not comfortable right now, but he's been kind of low on a couple passes that, Quinn Ewers would have connect on. So says for real, Lefty. As Yossi says, Black Medicine, we're gonna see a box of high heels flying past JB's head. Then he's gonna pull the plug on us. All right, second and 10. Quick pass there to the receiver, and the receiver gets the completion brought down there. Now we got a third and about 3 coming up here, the Texas Longhorns. That was Wingo with the reception. That's Ryan Ringo's first catch of the game here. Third and 3 coming up here. Gotta look out for Arch Manning and his legs here on a third and 3. Just looking. It's on the move. Trying to get him. Takes a hit. What a hit. Could be shy of that first down marker. Or let's see where they marked the ball when he went out of bounds there. Did they give him the first? Let's see. Likely to the football when he goes out of bounds. 600 plus. Zoe says he says 150. Okay, okay. All right, 1st and 10. Taking a shot here. This kind of thing irks me. Like, locate the football there. Maybe you get a turnover. Locate the football in the air quicker. You can make a play on the ball. All right, now I understand why the kid doesn't take too many deep shots. Let's see. Zoe says, nah, you're going to see Bryce arm today. Okay, we're going to see. Let's see. RC says, JB, I'm just toying with you, joking around. I see. Let's see. Zoe says, in the league we in? No, that's a different league. Different league. I'm in a different league, and so that commissioner set it up to where the flex, like a second flex spot, to where you can actually play a quarterback or any position that you desire in that spot. So that completely changes my draft strategy. I have the second pick, so I'm guessing I'm gonna have to take a quarterback, hopefully Lamar Jackson with my first pick, and that one since I can play two quarterbacks, so that does change things. As Xander says, I sub to you though, so I know when it starts. I'll be watching it live. It's gonna be a belt fest. All right, 3rd and 10. Gets to Manning and brings him down. Excellent job there by the defense to bring him down. 4th down coming up there here in the second quarter with 5 minutes and 35 seconds to go. And this is our pre-selected Heisman candidate here, quarterbacking for the Longhorns. Man, that's right. My boy Zoe, he be going live and he knows his stuff. Like Minson says, yeah, JB, you should have did the North Carolina game coming up. See, what's he say? Arch Manning, more like Arch Manning. Nothing. Nobody believes that. Nobody believes that. As it says, Iowa plays Albany. I would not run that past them. They probably do. He says, I'm leaving the door open. Oh man. Imagine that though. Imagine you have somebody that shows up every single time and then you get a notification like 4 years later that somebody finally subscribed after 4 years of watching your content and it's like they just never committed because they wanted to wait till the last second. Let's see. RC said, man, we about to beat the sock shoes and helmets off of Albany today. Oh man. And Susanna says, Zoe, are you a Vikings fan at all? And so, yep, my man's a diehard Vikings fan. Oh yeah. Like Mr. says, Southern Miss is looking good. Mr. said, we're gonna beat them so bad when we're done, they're gonna change their name to need to Ebony. All right, RC. All right now. RC said, Art gonna get hurt doing all that. Again, not the commercial here. So Buckeyes, but 5 minutes and 5 seconds to go here. If they can do like they did last drive, just move the ball, come up with a score, they'll get the football first in the second half. So this could be a big drive right here to set things up. She said, does anyone in the chat feel like Old Dominion can pull an upset on Indiana Hoosiers? I'll tell you what, if they were playing against a team like Virginia Tech, I'd say yes. But until they show me they can upset someone outside of them, then I'm gonna say no. Thinking that Arch is about to light him up in the second half. That's what he's thinking right now. I know what he's thinking. And so Xander says, diehard Vikings fan too. Go. So talk to me, Xander. How did you come up with that combination of, Michigan football for college, but at the NFL level, the Vikings? So tell me, how did that happen? And like the profile pic, by the way. Like it says, me too, Xander, season ticket holder. Yeah, Lefty says that he doesn't think Old Dominion could beat the Gophers. And so, Gophers. Speaking of like Golden Gophers, didn't their rookie quarterback, what's his name, Max Broswell or something like that, didn't he make the roster for the Minnesota Vikings as the third quarterback? Or did they cut him? I feel like I thought that he made the roster there. Let's see. Black Mason says 69-yard quarterback draw for a touchdown from Tulane. A quarterback draw, nice. Not who's Tulane playing against? He made the 53. That's nice. That's nice. I'm happy for him. It's nothing like when a local kid comes in there, tries out, and actually like, okay, he's good enough to keep and develop. All right, so Buckeyes here run the ball, picks up about 2, 3 yards there on the carry. Second down coming up. Lefty says no way he'd have made it through waivers to the practice squad. They had no choice. Bet, bet, bet. Good problems to have. Xander says you started as a Michigan fan, and then when McCarthy went to the Vikings. Okay, so that's what elevated you to the Minnesota Vikings there. Okay, hey, I like it for you there. All right, run play. By the way, Zoe, I'm surprised you didn't draft your boy JJ McCarthy. I would have thought that you would have been the one to draft him. So I'm shocked you was not the one to draft him. I don't think you drafted him in our league, fantasy league. All right, Lefty says, what's stupid is that he's such a good passer, and PJ Fleck barely let him throw last year. How good was or how bad was their receivers last year for Minnesota? Maybe it could have just been the case he didn't trust the receivers. But I did watch a little bit of some of the passes he made in the preseason, and he did look very good. All right, so here we go for the Buckeyes here. 3rd and 3. Play fake. Looking. Throws it. Oh, excellent catch there. Excellent catch there on the sideline there. I didn't think he was going to get it, but he got to the ball, made the catch, first down. That's big because you don't want to punt the ball that deep from your own territory. Black Mesa says the Northwestern's beating them 20-3. So that overweight offensive line for Northwestern not helping at all. Oh, wow. Like says, yeah, because Zoe sold his life behind the talents of me. Oh, man. All right. 1st and 10. Tight end goes in motion here. So run play. Stuff there. So Texas at times have done a tremendous job at limiting that ground game. But the Buckeyes have stayed committed to continuously attempting to run that ball. And that was Peoples on the carry. James Peoples. He's got 8 carries for 18 yards in this one. Greyhawk says, what a cat. 2nd and 10 for the Ohio State Buckeyes. It's a snap back to the back here. Looking, throws it. Oh, man. This guy wasn't even looking for the ball. That's a dangerous pass. 10 coming up. So right now, if you came into this game and you thought there was going to be a ton of passing in the first half for passing yards, you're sadly mistaken. Julian Sand, 5 of 10 for 48 yards. Arch Manning, 4 of 8 for 20 yards passing so far in this one. Third down coming up. Can he make the play? I've seen him make a couple good plays there, but got to connect with his receivers here. Let's see. Third and 10. Throws it, gets the completion. However, he'll definitely be well shy of that first down marker by about 5 yards. Fourth down coming up. Lefty says you got JJ in a few leagues, but your strategy in PPR leagues is to go receiver, receiver, running back, receiver, receiver, running back, tight end, running back, then maybe a quarterback in the 10th round. Stone is getting stoned out there, it sounds like, Black Medicine. Stone is getting stoned out there. So again, that's the commercial here. So far, receiving wise in this one, Jeremiah Smith, 3 receptions, 27 yards. Only Buckeye with more than 1 reception so far in this one. As Max Clare, the tight end, he's got 1 catch for 11 yards. He did drop that pass earlier in that first offensive Buckeye drive where that was a big drop. Tate had that 1 catch for 9 yards. Bennett Christian, he's got a catch for 6 yards for the Buckeyes. As for Texas, their leading receiver right now is actually running back CJ Baxter. He's got 2 catches for 10 yards. Ryan Wingo's got 1 catch for 7 yards, and Jack Indry's got 1 catch for 3 yards for Texas to make up 20 yards receiving for the Longhorns. Very defensive game. Vendor says it's JJ's time to shine. He's got a very good target like Aaron Jones, TJ. That's right, Jay Jettis and Addison. If they don't do good, it's because of their defense. And so yep, then the addition of getting a guy like Adam Thielen just as that extra option. So they've got the pieces. Not to forget about Jordan Mason also. I know Zoe mentioned that one too, but yeah, Jordan Mason, that's a big pickup. I believe the Vikings do have a vision for him. So Vikings, this is the time. This is the time. But yeah, that's why I couldn't believe my boy Zoe just passed on him and passed on him and passed on him. And again, we're at the 2 minute mark before halftime. Buckeyes up 7-0, but the Longhorns, they're going to have 2 minutes to run their 2 minute offense. Black Medicine says that Zoe knew better. The man is a certified game manager. Let's see. Black Medicine, do you open up the season against Trav's team, or who do you open up with in fantasy football this year? All right, punts on the way. Goes out of bounds. Let's see where they mark it at. Xander says the reason why we were first round exits last year is because Sam Darnold was pity pattering around and our defense sucked. And so yeah, I figured that you guys realized like, okay, what we got from Sam last year was the best we are gonna get from Sam, and that's not enough. So it made it a little bit easier to walk away, knowing that you already had JJ and what he showed flashes of last year in the preseason, not to mention the talent you guys have. We'll see how it all plays out. All right, 2 receivers. Two tight ends, one back. Manning throws it too high, incomplete. Too high, incomplete. Second and 10. So I've seen too high, too low. Well, I've seen too low, too low, too low, too high, too low. Not enough on it, too much on it. Arch has got to get it together here at some point. Black Medicine says we might have to send the Mississippi State troopers out to find Samuel. Good old Samuel. Let's see. Black Medicine says I play unnecessary State University. This opened this season to open the season. Oh man. So third and 8. It says Sam with an offensive line that can withstand a blitz. A pretty good quarterback. But there's a lot of quarterbacks that would fall in that bill if they had enough time. All right, Nate. Xander says, I forgot we got Tyler Lockett for Sam Donald. That's another good target. Mm, on the move, looking, flings it to the back, who just picks up what he can. He's about 2 yards shy there. So 4th and 3 coming up. Sorry, 4th and 2. See what they do. All right, so it's 43 seconds. Timeout called. All right, so again, 7-0 is the score right now here in the second quarter, and we are less than a minute away from reaching halftime. So Xander says, I hope Kevin O'Connell keeps playing aggressively and get you guys a ring. And so, hey, best of luck there. Best of luck. Best of luck. I like Kevin O'Connell there. I mean, not just because he was a former, draft pick of the Patriots, but I like him. He's an extremely smart coach. I like what he was able to do with Sam Donald there. That showed, and the way that this team is built also. So I like what you guys are doing. All right, Texas calls a timeout here. All right, and again, a big 4th down here. Xander says you guys started 5-0 last year, then it freaked it all up. So, oh man, Xander, it's nothing like when you get off to a fast start and you know what this team is capable of, but how can I put it? It's like they peaked early as opposed to at the right time. Play your best football early and then later on just start fading away at the wrong possible time. All right, punts on the way. Ooh, another punt there. Just take a knee. Let's get to halftime at this point. That was an excellent punt. Just take a knee. Lefty says 14-3 and didn't win the division. That's wild. That's wild, Lefty. That was wild. To go 14-3 and not win the division. That was insane. Insane. You will not see that happen again for who knows how long. That's insane, Lefty. I'm sorry. That's insane. Insane. You reminded me of that, Lefty. I totally forgot about that. That was insane. I'd be like, so you mean to tell me we went 14-3 and y'all want us to go on the road in the playoffs? That should be enough for home field. Better yet, the division. Oh, heck nah, that has not happened before to JB's knowledge. All right, so saying quarterback keeper there. See, I couldn't be in an opposing team because I would, in a situation like this, if I saw that they were heading to the locker room, I would wait as long as I can until they got to the locker room and then call a timeout with like a second left just to make them have to come all the way back out there. That's what I would do. Oh, wow. Fewest combined points going back to that LSU and Bama matchup back in 2011. That brings back memories. That was what, Leonard Fournette's team with LSU back then? Lefty says, I can only think of one time where a team won 14 games and didn't get home field advantage, and that's the Falcons back in '98. Say, I like your trolling ideas. Oh, man. So we are here at halftime now, and so not quite the fireworks, I'll admit that we probably thought that we were going to see, but I had an idea that this is going to go one or two ways. I was like, it's either going to be a lot of points or it's going to be a little bit of points. You're like, JB, that tells us nothing. But I was like, either the defenses are going to dominate, mostly because the offensive line is still getting used to each other and stuff. It's the first week of the season. You got to build chemistry in order for you to go out there and really score some points. And sometimes it takes a few weeks to get the offense rolling. So for them to open up against each other week one, having not had, it'd be different if both these quarterbacks, were starters last year, full-time starters and coming back. That would be different. But new guys, it's gonna take them a little minute to get used to the speed. But yeah. Let's take the under like Lewis did. Right now, you're smiling ear to ear right now. Lefty says over betters not happy with this score. Oh, not at all. Not at all, Lefty. Not at all. Let's see. So right now, Tennessee's beating Syracuse 24-7. So shout out to Laney's team taking care of business here. They're in the second quarter there. Let's see what other games taking place here. I see that Mississippi State's up 13-10 over Southern Miss. That's probably the game that Samuel's probably at. Let's see. Maryland is giving Florida Atlantic the work, 26-7. They're in the second quarter. Purdue, they're up 21-0 over Ball State in the early stages of the third quarter. Tulane's up 23 over Northwestern at halftime. Pittsburgh taking care of business, 34-6. 34-6. Let's see. Navy's winning 28-0 versus BMI. Kent State's up 7-3 at halftime versus Merrimack. Toledo, I guess they got a safety for them to have 2 points there. So, but they're losing to Kentucky 7-2, but they did get a safety. They're in the second quarter. Those are the games that are playing now. Lefty says can't wait for the Catholics versus the Convicts later. Yes. Liberty opens up with Maine. And so it's going to be playing Alabama A&M. Coastal Carolina versus Virginia. That could be interesting. Florida plays Long Island University. Some of these teams are like, let's make sure that we just open up with just someone easy at this point. Lefty said that's an old saying from the Notre Dame and Miami rivalry of the late 80s. Yes, and I'm sure that Mr. JB doesn't appreciate that old saying there, but he gets it though. See, looking at all these games remaining, I wonder what's a potential upset game here that we're just not thinking about. Yep, LIU Sharks. Let's see. Cal plays Oregon State. I wonder how my pick'ems are doing so far. I know it's early, but that Boise State loss, I know I chose Boise State in that one, so I know that was a loss there. Let's see, but if anybody in the chat want to share some of the players that they drafted on their fantasy football team, let JB know. Again, if you already had your fantasy football draft, let JB know. All right, let's see. All right, so again, we are still here at halftime here. Let's see. To go through the numbers here, the first half there, but brace yourself. Not a lot of offense in this game so far. We'll start with Texas. The Arch Manning, aka the Heisman favorite, 5 of 10 for 26 yards passing, no touchdowns, no interceptions. He's got 5 carries for 13 yards rushing so far in this one. Speaking of rushing for Texas, TJ Baxter's the leading rusher. He's got 7 carries for 26 yards so far in this one. Quintavion Weisner, he's got 4 carries for 14 yards here for the Longhorns. And receiving wise, CJ Baxter's also leading receiver. He's got 3 catches for 16 yards so far here for the Texas Longhorns. Ryan Ringo, he's got 1 catch for 7 yards. And Jack Andrews, he's got 1 catch for 3 yards as well. Xander says a good football team should, of course, play good in the regular season, but they should play their best football in the postseason. That is straight fact, Xander. Straight fact there. Your best football should be peaking once we hit that like December, even before December. Let's say November, December, January, and of course, if you can make it to the big dance. But yes, that's when your best football should be played. But of course, things like injuries and stuff that plays a role. It does help when your team has a bye week later in the season. That does help. Lefty says Mahomes, Kyron Williams, Kenneth Walker, okay. JJ, okay. Nico Collins, Mark Andrews, Zay Flowers, Vikings defense, and Will Richard there. I see what you did there with the defense and also kicker there. Okay, I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. What spot did you pick from and how many people are in your league? Let's see. My first pick was Puka Nakua. Then I took in the second round Christian McCaffrey. In the third round, I believe that's when I took Jalen Hurts. No, I think I took yeah, I took Jalen Hurts. In the fourth round, I took Alvin Kamara. Let's see, fifth round. I'm trying to remember the round that I drafted these guys. Looking at my team, I think Cortland Sutton was next. I've also got Tony Pollard. I've got Josh Downs, Jerron Jennings. I did pick up Tajay Spears there because I wanted my own backup for Tony Pollard for later in the season. I did draft Tyler Warren. That was the spot where I feel like Tyler Warren's going to get a lot of receptions, especially if Daniel Jones stays in there. I trust him to get the ball more to Tyler Warren than Anthony Richardson. I've got Buffalo and Seattle's defense. I've got Dicker the kicker from the Chargers. On my bench, I've also got Tua on my bench. Justin Eckler is what consists of my fantasy team. I'm not sure if I said David Njoku, but I've got him too at tight end. Lefty says a 10-man league and you pick from the sixth spot. Okay, okay, okay. Is that like what is your preferred spot to pick from if you get to pick typically? He said, I'm pretty sure I went against my normal strategy and took a quarterback earlier than normal in that one. And so throughout most of my mocks, I typically usually in like last year I was drafting quarterbacks late, but one time I ended up with a quarterback I really didn't like and it really burnt me like 2 years ago in fantasy. So since then I've been like, okay, there's a certain point where it's like I got to get the quarterback that I want. So, but yeah, I do practice both strategies in case the draft just plays out to where somebody takes a quarterback early, then everybody else panics and stuff. So I can not panic while everybody else is panicking. You said five or six, you don't mind 10, you hate one. And so luckily I've not had to pick number one, but I've had pick two quite a few times there. So I'm used to picking whether it's second or usually towards the end of the first round are usually the two that I have. But yeah, I agree. Pick a number one. I feel like you almost, if you're number one, your pick's already almost made for you. It's like, got to take the best player there. There's no strategy. And it's just so long to your second and third pick. And it just, yeah, I feel you there. I never see anybody go from picking number one to winning the championship typically. So I feel you there. JB, take a look at some of the lines here. You say that game's on Peacock? Okay. Okay, bet. Hey, who's the starting running backs for well, I guess Michigan's top two running backs this season? Because if you're at Michigan and you're a top two running back, you're getting carries for sure. Dang, Tennessee's just really taking it to Syracuse. Lefty says, I've won it all at number one, but it usually requires some waiver wire luck. And so, oh yeah, luck is a big part of things. Staying healthy, all that stuff. So you guys got a five-star running back and a quarterback. So, oh yeah, Xander's ready to let loose right now. He's like, let him off the leash, let him go out there and let Michigan do some nasty work. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. What's good, JB, and how's the game going? Well, I'll put it like this. Anytime my team has a lead, I'm happy about it. I'm just hoping in the second half that we put together more drives, like our scoring drive there. See the passing game get a little bit better, but hey, it's a tough matchup week one there. Just coming out with a win would be big. So that's all JB's looking for in this one. Just come out with a win in this one. But so far, hey, defensive game. No complaints here. Xander says, now why would I fear Michigan? Or why would I fear any team for that matter of fact there, Xander? But to answer that question, that's a hard no there, Xander. Hard no. SM says, Arch quiet. As quiet as they get, SM, as quiet as they get. Arch is 5 of 10 for 26 yards passing. He's got 5 rushes for 13 yards, But there's a whole second half, for the guy that's favored to win the Heisman, the can't miss prospect that's supposed to be the first pick of some draft, whether it's next year, the following draft, whenever he wants to enter the draft. I mean, the passes have been there. There's been about 3 times where he's thrown a ball and it's been too low for the receiver. Then there was one time it was too high. And so some of the passes are there. Then it says, yo, I'm gonna tell him to run wild. I'm gonna unleash you're gonna unleash them against us. Well, I would expect nothing less, Xander. I certainly wouldn't expect for you to tell them to take it easy. I would not expect that. When the time comes, we'll be there. We'll be there. Believe it. I can see it now. Xander's going to be the first one to come through on the live stream when it's time for Ohio State, Michigan. And some say, how did the fantasy draft go? Well, the fantasy draft went pretty well. Yahoo basically graded my draft as an A plus, which is the first time I've ever gotten an A plus on any of their grades. The highest I had was one time, maybe like an A minus, but they gave me an A plus. So I like my team. I mean, I was able to select, I had Jalen Hurts at quarterback. Puka Nakua was my first pick. Christian McCaffrey, I got in the second round. I also picked up Alvin Kamara, David Njoku, Tony Pollard, Cortland Sutton, Tyler Warren, Josh Downs, Jerron Jennings, Tajay Spears, even though he's on IR, but that's, since I got Tony Pollard, I was like, why not? Austin Eckler, my backup quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa. I've got both the Bills and the Seahawks defense, and I've got the Chargers kicker, Dicker the kicker. I'm really excited about the Tyler Warren pick. I feel like as the season goes on, they'll start to realize, like, okay, this guy is a staple in their pass game. I know you guys would. I know you guys would try that. I know you guys would do that. But the game's in Michigan this year, isn't it? Lefty, appreciate you coming through here with the super chat. Oh man, Lefty coming through, dropping them like that. Lefty says, off topic, but Micah Parsons and Jordan Love making a combined almost $110 million a year is absolutely insane. They better not miss on second and third and fourth round picks for the next few years. You bring up quite the interesting picker. And you know what? Coming from an organization like the Green Bay Packers that typically they value those first round picks a lot. They typically try to build through the draft as opposed to making key acquisitions, but they felt like Micah Parsons would help them that much to where they wanted to go ahead and roll the dice now. But you bring up a great point there. I mean, I wish that JB's name was in that mix too, but man, that's a lot of money to be put towards 2 people there. That's a lot of money. So you better go out there and get that money. I mean, go out there and get those wins, which won't be easy because again, we were just talking about the Minnesota Vikings. I feel like the Vikings they've done great jobs this offseason. The Bears they've certainly gotten better. One would think on paper. Now the Lions will they take a step back? We'll see. Some people I speak with believe so. Others believe that they'll be the same. We'll see. But what I do know is that that division is going to be an exciting division to watch. Doesn't matter who's playing who. Every game is going to be a fight, and it's going to come down to the wire. So But hey, I mean, those are the people that make your money. Your quarterback and your edge rushers. Whether he wants to be classified now as a DN or a linebacker, whichever I guess fits the bill. But yeah, it's great work. You know, um, they went and got a position that we really do value and got a premier player at that position. That's your job as a general manager. Whether it gels out the way you want it to, you hope it does. But your job is to put your team in a position to where you have that opportunity. So you're right. They're gonna have to hit on those picks. They are gonna have to hit on those picks. Xander says we live in Michigan, but you swear if they plant the flag on our field, it's just if they somehow win, they better pepper spray them like they did us last year. So I would be so disappointed if we went out there and just like did something like that after all the crying that I've heard on our side about last year and stuff. Like I've heard a lot of crying from our side, Xander. So if that's the case, light him up. Light him up. Light him up. JB will turn his head the other way. Light him up if they do that. Lefty said he's an elite pass rusher, but only above average in coverage and run stopping. So basically, your point is, what Jerry Jones is probably thinking to himself there, like, hey, he does some things great, but for the kind of money that you had to pay, because that's what, 47 million a year that he's getting. That's a lot of money. I know that's a lot of money. Lefty says there won't be any more flag planting in the Big Ten. Ransom said you got Bowers on almost all your fantasy teams. That Warren could be a steal, maybe not as good, but it's worth the shot. And so, absolutely, because when I took him, a lot of tight ends were off the board. When I saw that, what's his face for the Dallas Cowboys, their tight end, I don't know why I can't think of his name right now, but when I saw he was off the board, I was like, I need to go ahead and secure my tight end. So I took Njoku, who is the tight end I wanted anyways, because especially if Flacco stays there or whoever late in the season, I feel like Njoku does a good job, of becoming the center of the offense. So I'm happy with taking him, but also having Warren in case Warren does what I think he's going to do. I'm happy with my tight end spot. It allowed me to focus on other positions. Really. Right, but the Texas Texas Longhorns are about to come out here and kick the ball off. We'll see Ohio State get the football first this half. Special teams, stay alert. Remember when Oregon did that fake onside kick thing yet last year? All right, let's see if we get a return here. Fair catch symboled. Okay. All right. So the second half here. First half was about defense. What would a second half bring? Let's see. Lefty says, how's Justin Jefferson annual average salary of 35 million look compared to Micah Parsons getting 47? I mean, looks like one organization knows how to, negotiate and get these deals done, whereas another one overpaid. But hey, I mean, you know how that works. First and 10. Three receivers, one tight end, one back. Shotgun formation. 5 seconds right now on the play clock. Fakes to the back, throws it, gets the completion there to Jeremiah Smith. Second down coming up. Xander says it would be a banger if we saw Ohio State versus Michigan national championship rivalry game. I do want to see that, Xander. I do want to see that. I want to see both teams make it to the college football playoff, and then we get a route to where we can meet in that championship game. You know, one of us beat Penn State on the way just because I enjoy beating Penn State on the way. But that would be insane. That would be huge for the conference, and that would, oh my goodness, can you imagine that? All the trash talking leading up to it, Xander, that would be insane. That would be insane. So I do hope we get that. I feel like that's a championship that we do deserve to get. That would be incredible. Samuel, what's good? Samuel, where you been? Everybody's been looking for you. Where have you been? But what's good with you? Are you at the Mississippi State game today versus Southern Miss? Saying throws it. Incomplete. Excellent coverage there. Great coverage there. Incomplete. Fourth down coming up. All right. So from what I'm seeing so far, someone else has got to start getting open and getting the football. Because at this point, look at, I mean, you got your man head holding on to. Okay, I see why he went the flag there. I see that. I see that. So when he's doing the whole lockdown symbol, he literally had the man in handcuffs. But it is what it is. SM says Jerry Jones, the new Al Davis. Snaps the ball, hunts it, grabs it there. All right, so we'll see the Longhorns for the first time here in the second half. Shut out in the first half. The third AP #1 team shut out in the first half since 2014. All right. Three receivers, bottom of the screen here. All right, he's running, has some room here. Tripped up after picking up about 5 yards there on the carry. Lefty says, what are they thinking putting this game at noon? This should be a 7 p.m. game. I figure with the Clemson and LSU game, they did not want them both on at the same time. 2nd and 4. And another run play and another first down there, picking up about 6, 7 yards on the carry. Essom says Packers a threat now in the NFC. Arce said, JB, what are you expecting in the second half? I'm expecting more of what we saw in the first half, although I do think the run game for both teams will pick up and we'll see more passing as well. Oh, he actually would have been better off dropping that one. He lost like 3 yards there on the cat. But yeah, I'm expecting a little bit more offense, but not too much more offense there. I think that these two teams are gonna have to work on some stuff in practice after today. But there will be some more points. He says eating a sausage and toast breakfast sandwich over there. Man, I'm jealous. Sam says you at the Mississippi game and it's hot down there. Hey, that's what's up. You taking any videos while you're down there? Oh, the pressure. He feels it. He's on the move. He's looking. He's trying to utilize that legs. He broke free, still on his feet here, and goes out of bounds. So picked up the first down using his legs there. He felt the pressure there, and that time used his leg. That is what his calling card has been since he's been in the collegiate football, his leg. Come on, y'all got to take better angles than that, man. What are y'all doing? Y'all got to take better angles than that. At this point, we're just flopping at the guy's legs. Lefty says, yeah, I suppose. He said, JB, who you got winning versus Florida? Uh, you mean Alabama there? I've got Alabama beating Florida State. Another big time carry there for Texas. And Wisner, he's running mad now. See, Brandon says, Arch finally doing something. Sam says, hey, JB, I think Ole Miss game start time. Ooh, what time does Ole Miss start? All right, 2nd and 1 here for the Longhorns. Another run here and picks up about 2 or 3 yards there on the carry. 1st and 10 coming up. As he said, just put Arch at wide out at this point. He might be onto something. 10:55 left to go here in the third. 1st and 10. All right, Buckeyes defense. Time to get a stop here. So another run play. Picks up about 4 yards on the carry. 2nd down coming up. Again, it's back through on the carry. 2nd and 6. Come on, defense, get to him, get to him. Oh, the running back got rocked after making that catch there. What a great job holding on to the ball. Going to make it third and short here in the third quarter with about 10 minutes and 8 seconds to go. Buckeyes up 7-0. Texas facing a third and two situation here. All right, everybody sponged in here. Shotgun. The running back still on his feet here. We had the opportunity to get him in the backfield, and we let him off the hook. 9 minutes and 35 seconds to go here in the third quarter of play. Some says the Rams offered 2 firsts and a second for Brian Burns a few years ago. Panthers said no, but that's more than what Parsons went for. That's crazy. That's insane there. Quick pass there to the receiver. I picked up 9 yards there. All right, defense, we got to stop pulling around now. 9 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Second and one here. Throws it. Gets the completion, tackled immediately though, but he gets the first down, picks up 2 yards there on the play. First and goal. This would be a tremendous time if our defense can get a turnover here. That would be tremendous. But she said Texas running game sprouting. JB gonna throw his chair like Bobby Knight if this keeps up. You ain't lying. Come on, we gotta make a play here. Make a play, Buckeyes defense. Make a play in our favor. Manning gonna keep it for the run. Manning gets hit. That's a pickup of about a good 4 or 5 yards there on the carry. RC says no field goal acceptance here. You mean no points acceptance here is what I'm thinking. Manning again. Manning. Dang it, down coming up. Rip the ball out. Rip the ball out. If he's gonna keep doing this, hold him up and rip it out. I'll do it myself if I got to. I said, maybe if he keeps on running like this, he's gonna eventually, unfortunately, get hurt. Oh man, speaking of hurt, it's an injured Buckeyes player. Hopefully he's okay. Getting ready. Quarter, 7 minutes and 21 seconds to go. It's a huge third down coming up right now. Huge third down. The defense can just hold them to 3 points here. And again, we are currently here at the commercial. And already on this drive, Arch Manning has almost matched what he did the entire first half passing wise on this drive. And Samuel says, gonna drive from Hattiesburg, Mississippi to Oxford, Mississippi. Okay, that's about a 4-hour drive, just about. Okay. Samuel pulling up the statistics here. Okay. Samuel knows Mississippi like the back of his hand. She said, I forget his name. it might be Bears Grier Dick Buckets, but you said, but he said if I gotta chase you everywhere and you go down or out of bounds, I'ma still hit you. Yeah, these days that'll attract a lot of flags there. He said the Ole Miss game tonight. Ole Miss. All right, so let's see. It says, JB, do you like Big X the plug? You say you like some of his music, and then some of his music, you're like, man, turn that ish. And so, I mean, it do be that way though. It do be that way, hit or miss. It do be that way. All right, big third down here. Big third down. What are they gonna do here? Probably gonna opt to run the ball because they'll go for it on fourth down without hesitation. They do run it. Somebody grab this kid. Bring him down. Like, why is it taking all this to bring one man down? He should have been brought down about a yard and a half prior to this. Now it's fourth down. They're going to go for it because we basically let them get that close. What we're rethinking. All right, defense, we got to make a play here. Arch is going to keep it himself here. We got to stop him. Get him, get him. He stopped. He's short. He's short. He's short. He is short. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Samuel says tonight, NCAA college football game, Georgia State versus Ole Miss game start time at 6:45 Central Time. Greyhawk says stuffed. Wow. Stuffed like a turkey. Excellent job. Let's go. Let's go. They keep going for it on fourth down. It ain't working. It ain't working. Let's go. Richard says they're on the 1 or 2 now, JB. Wow. And so, wow is right. Let's go. Keep them off the scoreboard. But this is nice, but we've got to score. Ohio State has got to score now. Like this is nice, even if it's just a field goal. We've got to score something here while our defense is playing their hearts out. Score something. RC says Texas no more like wrecked us. Hashtag wrecked us Texas. Oh man, wrecked us Texas. That was big though. That was a huge stop there. Huge stop. Our defensive line, they won the push on that one. So I'm very proud of them. Excellent job. Shout out to Matt Patricia. His squad's going out there and so far holding it up there for the Buckeyes. But we've just got 7 points. So offensively, we've got to put together. And it's going to be tough because we are close to our own goal line now. So got to come out here, get some yards, get some space, then make it do what it do. And again, we're at the commercial here. Buckeyes got the stop defensively here in the third quarter. 6 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Buckeyes up 7-0 versus the Texas Longhorns. All right, she said, JB used that deep Texas accent. So I'm from Texas. Oh, RC. That was a big stop there. But now it's like offense. Can we get a couple first downs here? Get us some space to truly work with. Like you said, all really old people call it Texas, JV. And so that is true. That is true. Damn, said Mississippi State versus South Mississippi, Southern Mississippi. That's 20-10 in the third quarter. Okay, I didn't realize it was in the third quarter. Okay, okay. He said, JB, now you're in the end zone. It might be scary moments coming. It might be scary. It might be beautiful. You never know, RC. Expect the unexpected. Here we go. First and 10. Okay, quarterback keeps it himself there. Okay. Got maybe half a yard, maybe a yard. Would prefer a little bit more. All right, Buckeyes. Let's go out there, get a first down here. We've got Smith. Let him do what he does. Matter of fact, let's find my boy Tate. I feel like Tate right now is primed to do something. They're expecting Smith. Let's go out here and make a play. As he says, the Arch Manning should have tried to leap over the pile, not run into the fat lineman everywhere, shaking his head. All right, here we go. Second and 9. Play fake. Looking on the move. There's a flag. Come on, man. All these penalties, man. Holding on the offense. Oh, person fouled on the defense there, face mask. So it's going to negate. If only we could have got the flag without the holding, bro. That would have been perfect. Okay, so offsetting penalties there. Come on, 75. You know what this means, bro. Just don't do it. Or said JB, you're doing opening night Thursday for the Eagles versus Cowboys. And so yes, your boy JB will be doing that one. All right, second and 9 here. So run play, not going anywhere. Not going anywhere. All right, this is where we just gotta trust the guys. Yeah, am I gonna stream any basketball this year? Am I gonna go on a hiatus after football is over? So honestly, I haven't thought that far into it. I do want to do college basketball, but I doubt I'm gonna do any NBA. So I may just do college basketball like towards the once football season's about to end, but I doubt I'll do any NBA. Because previous years I've gone to the Philippines, like previous years I plan to go, but this year won't be doing that. So yeah, I'm probably gonna get some college basketball in there because I love streaming college basketball. I do. But if I did the NBA, I probably would be exhausted. If you said, JB, do y'all want to get out of the danger zone or not? Well, that's the question I'm asking. But apparently we're okay with punt. This is what irked me last year in some big games and the year before that too, where we find a game where it's a close game, our defense is doing great, so then offensively we just get ultra conservative. I dislike that aspect. All right, punts on the way. All right, so at least there's more space this time. The RC says JB is gonna be doing NHL all winter long. That's not happening. Simon says tonight game LSU versus Clemson start time 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. And what a game that'll be, the battle of who's truly Death Valley. We are currently at the commercial there, in which offensively it was tough because yeah, they were not going to be able to get that to move that ball by running it against Texas. Not when they're expecting you to run the ball. That's very tough. There's not a big Columbus Blue Jacket fan, huh? And so, oh man, wait a minute. Let me see something here. Man, but here we go at the commercial here. So I mean, right now I like what I'm seeing from the defense there. I need to see more from our offense, though. Need to see more from our offense because we want to keep running the ball. Texas is great at stopping the run. We've got to be able to pass the ball a lot more, a lot more. See, Samuel says, who do I have winning LSU and Clemson tonight? Yeah, so I took Clemson to beat LSU tonight. I think Clemson's gonna win. Lefty says you're from Minnesota. I didn't know you was from Minnesota, like directly from Minnesota. I guess that makes sense when you and Zoe are talking about going to Minnesota games. But you don't watch hockey. So from Minnesota and don't watch hockey. Even JB knows if you're from Minnesota, you gotta watch hockey. He said you should see the look on people's faces at work when they ask if, if the round won, and you're like, nah, I don't. You don't watch hockey. I feel you though. I feel you though. I feel you though. I feel you. JB has probably watched a total of maybe 10 minutes of hockey throughout my entire life. Maybe just 10 minutes. Run play. There is a flag. There is a flag. There is a flag. It's been a nice clean game so far in terms of turnovers. Now's a good time to see one, I would think. All right, you said good luck, Josh. You say Clemson is gonna win. Okay. Matter of fact, I think on our Wednesday talk show, I think all me, Zoe, old man, I think we all took Clemson to win that matchup. And 15. Another run play. Running back. Fighting for more yards. Rip the ball out. Rip the ball out. Like it says, well, the North Stars left town when you was 10, which was right when you really started getting into sports. So probably has something to do with it, but also didn't play hockey either. And so, man, I can picture you playing hockey out there. I could see it. Right. Second and 12. Play fake. Manning looking. Manning throwing one deep. Accept it. Let's go. I've been waiting on it. I've been waiting on it. His passes are terrible. I've been waiting on it. And the chosen one throws an interception. First turnover of the game. Let's go. Let's go. They want to give him the Heisman, give him the Heisman. I don't care. But we're going to take this game. Sammy said you picked the LSU Tigers to win. 88%. Okay, okay. 88%. Sure, okay. That's a lot of confidence there, Samuel. That's a lot of confidence. Touch out there, arching it up. All right, she said, JB, it's not that easy. It's not that easy. Well, I tell you what though, this we needed to have good field position because lately we've been having bad field position. So with that interception, at least it won't be horrible field position. But we gotta make it capitalize. Not like we're out here passing it ourselves here, but continue to protect the ball. They're gonna keep trying to run it, but at some point, I'm gonna need my boy saying to go out there and make it do what it do for my team. He says, "Whoa, whoa." The other teams looking right now. All right. She taking care of business. Never any doubt about that. I see Mississippi State's up 26-10 over Southern Miss. Purdue shutting somebody out 31-0 over Ball State. Let's see. RC says JB Zoe finna call him harsh. Finna call harsh Manning trash all night long. Oh, you know he's gonna go up there on the live, and you know he finna do it. He finna make a lot of them people mad that already want to hand this man the Heisman. But I said it last year on the stream. I remember we did the Wednesday stream. Me, Zoe, old man, and I remember I was telling old man, I was like, I don't understand it. Like everybody wants to tank, for Arch. I'm like, I only seen the kid play really 2 games. All I see him do is come in and run the ball. If he was that dude, why didn't they put him in over Quinn Sewers when you have a championship potential team? Why not put in the best quarterback if you felt that he was the best? And so that's just been my thing. Like not saying that he can't someday become that, but from where he's at right now, the kid hadn't played nobody. He hadn't played nobody at all. Matter of fact, the timing that he went in there was the perfect timing. And even then, he wasn't really passing like that. He was just, throwing. Essence says, Arch not ready for the NFL. Arch says, Arch not even ready for practice. Practice. Come on now, RC. Stop the madness. Stop the madness. Oh, man. Stop the madness. Oh, man. My man said he's not ready for practice. All right, third quarter, 3:01 to go here. Buckeyes up 7-0 right now. All right, going to go ahead and shift the personnel here, saying up under center. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Play fake. Saying, looking. Throws it short. Gets the completion there. Pick up 2 yards on the play. Second down coming up with about 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go here in the third quarter of play. Meanwhile, Samuel says that Mississippi State Bulldogs versus Southern Miss game is 27-10 now in the third quarter. Bet, bet. And again, for this game here, just keep doing what you're doing. Just don't turn the ball over. All right, 2nd and 7. Run play. Picks up another 2 yards here. So now you got it third and manageable. So on a 3rd and 5, we know they're going to look for Smith. We know they are. But I feel like Tate or either the tight end got to find a way. Heck, why not throw it to the back of the backfield? We got to find a way to move this ball. And they're going to be looking for Smith. And the referees are letting them play aggressive with Smith. So we've got to find some other guys. Perfect situation there for the tight end or for Tate. All right, 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Tight end goes in motion here. 5 seconds right now on the play clock. Snaps it, looking, throws it, gets the completion. Good job, Smith, to get that first down, secure the first down. There we go. That's what I need to see on these third down situations here. That's when I need him to come up clutch with these throws. Damn, it says next game, Mississippi State Bulldogs at home. Who they play the next game? RC says, JB, guess what I was watching before this Texas and Ohio State? It was a totally random spur of the moment watch. Remember the Titans. I'm a guess. Remember the Titans. You actually finally watched it. I'm gonna guess. Right in motion. Looking. Throws it to the back of the backfield. The back is the catch here, and the back picks up what he could. He's gonna be about 2 yards shy of that first down marker there, and they can run out the rest of the third quarter. So up 7-0. Let's go ahead and secure another score on this drive, but let's let this clock run out here. So this is what Ryan Day said to Julian Sand before the game, all you got to focus on is just winning this matchup here. Because this is a team ranked #1 here. This is a very good defensive team. Just focus on coming out with a win. We've got plenty of time to work on the other stuff. Just focus on coming out with a win. Well, she said, if Texas gets blanked, she's gonna die laughing because they're supposed to be #1 ranked. He's like, because they're #1 ranked, he'll laugh if they come out blank. I see what you did there, RC. I see what you did. SM says, JB, how many teams in my fantasy league? There's 12 teams in my fantasy league, SM. 12 teams in my fantasy league. So, absolutely. Dude, maybe next year you might need to join JB's league next year, SM. You might need to join it next year. Lefty says that 12 is the perfect number. Believe me, JB has done anywhere like the most. I think one year I had 20 people in the league. It was horrible. It was horrible when I had 20. And then I reduced it from 20 to 16. 16, you still have some games where it's like, okay, there's not enough talent left. And so I would love to do 14, but 14, it just ends up being like an odd number because I like to do divisions and stuff. So I would have to just make it 2 divisions that have like 7 teams each. But I'm thinking I'm gonna put it at 14. I like either 12 or 14. Lefty says I can't convince the guys in my league to go from 10 to 12. Really? Really? Well, if it's a money league, then that's more guys that contribute to the pot. I actually had to act like 4 people from last year's squad and stuff, so to cut it down to 12. That you've done 14, it's really hard. Samuel says next game. Okay, so they play Arizona State next week. Okay. Oh, that's a big opportunity there for Mississippi State, especially at home there. Okay. Mercy says, nope, JB. It was the game from last season Women's College Conference Tournament basketball. The game was between San Diego State and Wyoming. It went to like 4 overtimes. It was wild. And so 4 overtimes is insane. Lefty says they're like, there's not enough waiver wire pickups in 12-team league. And so, gotcha, gotcha. So that's their concern. They're like, no, you guys just want easy mode. That is true. That is true. I feel like anybody that plays in JB's league understands, like, okay, it's going to be the complete opposite. It's going to be very hard mode because, like, everybody else is a lot easier. But for this, you're going to have to actually know who's, like that fourth round, fifth round pick running back, undrafted running back that's in a good position that maybe he might get in at some point. Especially if you got 20 people, then shoot, you're gonna have to know everybody. I remember I had to pick up that tight end, Bellinger, who was with the Giants his rookie year, and he actually was doing okay. But in a 20-person league, if you can get 8 to 10 points out of a tight end that you just picked up off the streets, that's a W. That's a W. And so, man, I'm talking about it was a stretch. Sometimes you would start a guy and hope that he would, get a couple snaps or something. It was crazy with 20 people. Never again. Never again for 20. And I highly doubt 16 would ever be a thing. As much as on paper I would like for that to happen, it's just very tough. So we're about to return here to start the fourth quarter. All right, so it says JB, they released my Hawkeyes women's basketball non-conference schedule opponent. Bro, we play UConn last. Oh, wow. Wow. Interesting. That's very interesting. I wonder how many people took the over on Arch Manning's passing yards and are screaming at the TV right now. All right, 2nd and 1 here for the Buckeyes. To run play, gets the first down there. I like it. I like it. And I like the fact that he's securing the ball. That's extremely important. Protect the football, especially here in the fourth quarter. Protect that football. This is your opportunity. Lefty says, but when it was a 14, when you were in a 14 team league, it was a tight end optional. It was a quarterback, running back, wide receiver, wide receiver, tight end. Okay, yeah, for me, it's been quarterback, running back, receiver, and then flex. So or either one year I had to remove the tight end position for like 2 years when it was like 16 or 20 people. I run to the right. Oh, I thought he was about to bust a big one here. Up, but just when things are going great, a penalty times in. So a illegal formation. The Samuel says you miss Ohio State game the first and the second quarter. Well, you haven't missed much there, Samuel. Buckeyes up 7-0, and JB wants the Buckeyes to score again while it takes some time off the clock. First and 15. Gonna opt to run the ball. Okay. Excellent carry. See, in the fourth quarter, when you continuously keep running the ball the way the Buckeyes have been running the ball in the first three quarters, at some point, them holes start to get bigger and bigger and bigger. But excellent play call there. There said Samuel, game going right now. Or she said, JB, what is the best burger joint from the listing? Ooh, I gotta take a look at this. Second and 7 now for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Here, shotgun again, fakes it to the back here, looking, throws one deep, has a man. He got you. He did. He did. What a touchdown for the Buckeyes. Let's go. Let's go. And let's keep this energy up defensively. Don't let them score. Let's go. Oh, man. Let's go. Oh, man. RC, I want to see your list, RC, and list it in order from your favorite to least favorite from that list there, because that's a pretty nice list. Hmm. I'm trying to. I haven't eaten from Sonic in a minute, man. In a minute. Extra point is good. So the Buckeyes are up 14-0. RC says, great stream, play-by-play coverage by JB. Have a great final 15 minutes. And so, yes, let's get it. Brayhawk says, wow. So, yes, great job there by saying to get that touchdown there. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. And shout out to the defense, man. Defense is out there making it do what it do. Samuel says, what's Ohio State score? 14-0. The Buckeyes are up 14-0. Man, I put a smile on JB's face right there, but it's not done. We've got to come out there. Let's get this football back. Let's keep it going. Let's see the Buckeyes score again before this one's over. She says hashtag number one, nah, number done. Number done. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. We still got time here. There's still plenty of time in this one with 13:08. But if you're Texas right now, you're feeling antsy. You're looking at Arch Manning. You're like, hey, go out there and do something. She says Vince Carter slam dunk throat slash signal. It's over. It's over. He says. Oh man, let's see. Samuel says, "Hey JB, looks new at Minneapolis." Yeah, I seen that, Samuel. I seen that. That was insane. Yeah, prayers for them. SM says at RC in and out. Was that listed as one of the choices there that he listed? Oh yeah, he didn't list that one. If I'd have seen that one, me and my wife actually went to In and Out the other day. So like I think we went like a couple days ago. Damn, it says prayers for the people in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Absolutely. Right, kickoff on the way. Right. Texas will return it here. Come on, knock that ball out. All right, let's go, Buckeyes. Stay focused here. Stay focused. I don't want them to score a point. Stay focused. In fact, I want them to finish with under 50 yards passing if I can be greedy. All right, that's asking a lot, but as I said, JB, I'm gonna go Burger King, Wendy's, McDonald's, White Castle, Hardee's, and then last Sonic. Everything I look at for Sonic, their calories are like 2,000 plus. So I've got to agree with you there. I might put Wendy's slightly above Burger King. All right, so they opt to run the ball. Okay, if they want to keep running the ball, fine. Fine by me. 12 minutes and 45 seconds left to go. They just picked up 6 yards on that rushing attempt there for the Texas Longhorns. Second and four coming up here in the fourth quarter. 12 minutes and 38 seconds to go. Another run play here for Texas. This time they pick up about 3 yards. So we got third down coming up here. Third and one for the Texas Longhorns right now. Again, trailing 14-0. As you can see, Texas realizes that they can't pass the ball, so they're gonna have to run it. Another run play. He's looking, trying to bounce to the outside there. Okay. All right. Picks up a nice gain there for the first down. Stands the Mississippi State Bulldogs game 34-10 in the third quarter with a minute and 30 left to go. And that was Wisner on the carry. All right, here we go. First and 10. Arch looking. Arch throws it to the back of the backfield once again. That's been his calling card. Picks up maybe 4 or 5 yards there. All right, Buckeyes defense. Let's not keep letting them get it. Let's get the ball back to our offense here. As he says, JB, where's your Buckeyes hat at? And so it's somewhere in the closet. Somewhere in the closet. It's one of those prestigious hats where you just keep it there. Oh, look at that blitz up the middle, but picked up there by the back. He throws it, gets a complete near the sideline there. Okay. All right, defense, let's tighten up now. Let's not let them get those late game yards and stuff. Let's not do it. You know, those late game yards where you put everybody essentially back deep and let them get those short stuff. Let's not let that happen. Let's keep doing what got us the lead. And Lefty says, RIP Texas. Estem says, start bench cut, Taco Bell, Subway, Little Caesars. Ooh, I'll leave that up for anybody that wants to take a look there. Arch throws it. Oh, picked off again. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. That's supposed to be their Heisman winner. That's supposed to be the guy that's supposed to be the first pick of the draft according to all these experts. That's supposed to be him. Someone said the Buckeyes were going to get blowed out today. I don't see it. Look at that. Look at that. First guy didn't get it, but the second guy, great concentration. Now, did he secure it? Did he secure? Oh, they're going to take a look at this. They're going to take a look at this. They're going to take a look at this. He says start Taco Bell. All right. And then bench Little Caesar and cut Subway. 17 cents. You right about that. You right about that. $17. What happened to $5 foot long? Dude, it's like $17. You're right about that. So yes, Subway's getting cut there. And so for me, I'll start Taco Bell too. I'll start Taco Bell too. Then Little Caesar. But yeah, they're probably gonna overturn this one. They're probably gonna overturn this one just because of the positioning of the ball. Lefty says incomplete. Demian says, let's see, Syracuse, Tennessee, Rocky Top game, 38-14, taking care of business. As says he only orders Subway when they got deals, but those prices are crazy. Yeah, that's what got him benched. They think they're the Micah Parsons of the league. That's not the case. They're not getting paid like it. Lefty says, what happened to the $5 foot long? We got old. That's what happened. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. She says, start Taco Bell, bench Little Caesars, cut Subway. Subway ain't all that. You prefer Jersey Mike or Jimmy John? I love me some Jimmy Johns now. I love back in the day on campus, whenever a Jimmy John's was close to me, I always seem to be far away from a Jimmy John's these days. But yeah, old dude rolls up on a bike, brings my Jimmy John's. Good time. I do miss Jimmy John's now. Now that you mention it, I see that has really, I do miss Jimmy John's. Seventh Mississippi State versus Southern Miss game into the third quarter there. Okay, okay. But yeah, like Lefty said, I think that they're going to overturn this one. The only way they're not going to overturn it is if they just don't have a clear angle that's clear enough, which is what I'm hoping for. But I think that they're going to probably just overturn this one and give the ball back to Texas. But again, we are currently here at the commercial. Both for four. Both for four used to hit from Wendy's. You're right, SM. You're right. Godly, good times, man. Good times. He says in the process of updating your laptop, you use it once a year for your fantasy football draft since you're the commissioner. Then you put it back in your backpack until next August. Oh man, the laptop is dedicated. It's a specialist for fantasy. I feel you there. Now Lefty says you missed Dave Thomas on the Wendy's commercials. Those were the best. Oh yes, bring it back. Can't read the referee's lips here, but I'll know by the reaction which way it went. See, Samuel says, was Jimmy John's there? And so, oh man, if you don't know Samuel, you're missing out. You're missing out. What did they say officially? I missed what they said officially. Oh, yeah, that look yeah. Disaster show. So may bring back the commercials and stuff, but yeah, yeah. So that would be virtually impossible. Virtually impossible. All right, so Texas gets a break. All right, second and 10 on the end of the round. Knock the ball out next time. He wants to go airborne, knock the ball out. He said, Little Caesars got two large pizzas for $4 a box. Lefty says, well, they could bring him back with AI. That is true. That is true. Lefty says, we want Al, Dave, Thomas, Wendy's. So, yes, 9 minutes and 55 seconds left to go here. If only the kid could have just made the interception. Anyways, need my defense to make a play here. Come on, rip the ball out. Rip the ball out. What are we doing? Adam says, yeah, RC, I got the other day too for $10. RC said, JB Harsh stand in or Arch Manning. Oh man. Come on, defense. You've been doing great all game. Let's continue it. Of course he's gonna run. Get him. Rip the ball out. Rip it out. Come on, do not let up. Samuel says he's thinking, what food would he get? That is the $1 million question. Get him. Get him. All right, good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. Just take it third down right now. So on third down, get the stop, and then we'll worry about fourth down. If we can get a turnover, great. Let's make it do what it do. All right, so 3rd and 3. Arch looking. Arch throws it at his ankle. Complete. Let's go. Let's go. Fourth down coming up, and you know they're going to go for it. You know they're going to go for it. So come on, defense. Let's get the stop here on fourth down. Get the stop. We'll get the football back here. Come on, let's go, defense. Fourth down. You can do this. Come on, Matt Patricia. Draw up something amazing here on fourth down. Watch out for Manning if he decides to run. All right, timeout called. Okay. Okay, so timeout called. Lewis says just got home and he's liking the score. He'll take a couple shots of that. There you go. There you go. 14-0. And we're trying to get another stop here, Lewis. We're trying to get another stop here. RC said that Arch Manning is an 8th-round pick after today. Samuel says, hey, JB, today you woke up at 9:32 a.m. to cut the grass. So, Samuel, busy man, cut the grass, drove down to the stadium, man. You deserve something good to eat. You deserve something good to eat. And right now, I'm hoping that this defense just goes up there, eat up that offensive line, knock them down, and let's make a play. Buckeyes defense, let's make the play. Come on, defense. Don't give them any hope. Stop them here on fourth down. This is critical. This is critical. Come on, Buckeyes. Get him. Throws it. Complete. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. They're in trouble. They tried to pass it. Oh, they're in trouble. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Excellent coverage there. Lewis says, how is Manning in the Heisman conversation? I'm telling you, it's all about the last name. That's all it's ever been. That's all it's ever been. The last name. There's a reason the kid's been riding the bench this long. But she said the Texas doesn't get at least a first down. This is over. Well then, RC. So now with under 8 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter, Buckeyes up 14-0. You already know that they want to come out here and run this ball. That's why if I'm the offensive coordinator, if we get a couple first downs and stuff, at some point I wouldn't mind doing like a flea flicker or something, get a little touchdown, but we don't need to do all that. Just go out there, get some first downs here. Offensive line, I'm looking at you. Go out there, win your battles. Let's bring it home. It says goodbye, Arch Manning Glazers. RC, he's full of it. Full of it. Let's see. RC says Manning threw to the wrong receiver. Oh man. I mean, it's one game, so I'm not gonna completely just bash the kid, but absolutely. You say is he a sophomore or a junior? And so let me look and see for sure because I felt like he's been what in college football for like at least 2 years, but I'm not sure if he was like redshirt that first year or not. But let's see if I can figure this out real quick. Right, so he's actually a sophomore. Okay, yeah, sophomore. It says sophomore, but it also has that he has stats from 2023 and 2024. So, and it doesn't say redshirt sophomore, so maybe this is wrong, but that's what it has him listed as, a sophomore. I feel like he should be a junior though. SM says they got to keep the energy, the same energy for Arch, the way they did for Shador. Oh, if this was Shador, you know they would have been clowning him across the internet. You know that for a fact. But they won't do it. They won't do it. All right, run play. Oh, nice pickup there. Nice pickup. That's what I'm talking about. Let's keep it moving. See, she said JB bro was super covered. You say the hell was Harsh Manning throwing at? I guess he was throwing at us. RC says Bronny Manning. Lewis said you thought he was a senior. Yeah, I'm look the ESPN site has him listed as a sophomore. That may not be correct because I feel like he has to be a junior because I see 2023 and I don't either a red shirt. I don't think a red shirt sophomore. I think he has to be a junior. They just haven't updated his classifications yet. All right, 2nd and 5 here for the Buckeyes. Another run. McDonald showing patience, showing perseverance here, and showing that first down. To the see. So look down here, 6 minutes and 45 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. 17 carries for Donaldson. He's got 62 yards rushing and a touchdown. Another run play off the right guard this time and picks up about 2, 3 yards, but there is a penalty right now. So they call a holding call there against Ohio State. All right, so a 1st and 20 with 6:14 to go here in the fourth quarter. I think the Buckeyes will still come out looking to run this ball. All right, 6 minutes to go left here in the fourth. Well, she says, JB, do you think y'all will move up to number one now? Honestly, yeah. Like, why not? I know it's early in the season, and I don't know who Penn State's playing, but I'm pretty sure that Penn State's not playing anybody ranked. So why not move us up to number one? I would think so. Boto was good. Oh man, how's it been going for you? And you say, "What's up, everybody? It's football season. It's the most wonderful time of the year." You ain't never lied, Boto. You ain't never lied. Absolutely. And JB's loving it, especially right now. All right, 2nd and 19 for the Ohio State Buckeyes. And again, they just want to milk every second possible here. Snaps it, looking, throws it there to Smith, and Smith gonna pick up about 4 yards there in that catch. Goes out of bounds here. Third down coming up. 4 minutes and 57 seconds left. So now you've got a 3rd and 15 situation here. You'll be able to take off more time, which is what Ohio State is really hyper focused on right now. Is the clock management and taking as much time off the clock as possible. This says this next one is going to be cold, JB. Here it comes. The Texas O Horns and the O and the 0 on the scoreboard. Oh man, not exactly what they were expecting here. All right. You just take the carries you can take, milk as much clock as possible. Texas should have used a timeout there. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right, so we'll give it another opportunity for our defense to go out there, make another play for us. Boto says Texas Longhorns. Oh, Boto, Boto, Boto. Oh man, talk to me. What are you expecting from this NFL season, man? The upcoming NFL season. You got a dark horse team for us? And what are you expecting from a team like the Pittsburgh Steelers with Aaron Rodgers and stuff? So talk to me. How we feeling? How we feeling? And so I'm gonna start Chris Brown. I'm a bench Usher, and of course we're gonna cut R. Kelly because we got to protect the kids here. Got to protect the kids. Lewis says that'll put you at 4-3. Oh, that was a close punt there. All right, so fair caught at the 40-yard line. Okay. 4 minutes and 10 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. Buckeyes up 14-0. It's been a defensive game here. Arch has just looked lost. And I mean, but that Buckeyes defense has looked really good today. Really good. So it says Boto. That's exactly it. Texas horns are zeros. Defense finished strong here. Let's shut them out. Let's shut them out, defense. With 4:10 left to go. throws it, gets the completion. Oh, wait, wait. They're going to stop the play here. I'm about to say, how much space are we giving these guys here? Why are we giving them so much space? All right, so Boto says, since everybody says Aaron Rodgers looks like he's acting 10 years younger, I say it's our first losing under Coach Tomlin. 8 and 9. Oh wow. Wow. I think he'll find a way to go 9-8. He'll find a way to go 9-8. You guys did bring back what? Mason Rudolph at the backup. So if need be, like if Rodgers were to get hurt or something, like Mason can do okay. He showed a couple years ago to where I think you guys can find a way to scratch and claw to 9. But we'll see. Daniel said, yeah, at 85 subscribers now. Okay, okay. That subscriber count is jumping, Samuel. I see you. I see you soon. You'll be up there with JB before you know it. All right, so here we go. 1st and 10. Rosie gets the completion there. So gets the completion there to his receiver. And again, the Buckeyes are up 2 score. They're playing loosely defensively, so he should be able to get some completions and some yards here. Hopefully the Buckeyes will tighten things up. Goes out of bounds there. 2nd down coming up. Yeah, tighten things up here. Don't let him just get these easy completions and easy yards because the media will spin it around as if it was a comeback. Incomplete, incomplete. Now's a good time to throw another interception, I feel like. 3rd and 5 coming up. So RC says he doesn't like the way Arch throws the football. Not enough arch on it, I guess. 3rd and 5. Up. Wait a minute. There's a penalty. There's a penalty. Right. That's good. RC said JB, he throws like he's pitching for the Milwaukee Brewers or Colorado Rockies or something. Oh man. That's not the comparison that I thought I was going to hear today from him. Right, he's looking. Damn, why'd he get that pass off? And that's going to be a touchdown for Texas. Why couldn't he hold the ball just a second or two longer? Let's see. Brayhawk says right after RC says that they score a touchdown. So you're saying it's RC's fault. He's the culprit. Boto says, we do have Will Howard. He's promising. He did lead Ohio State to a national championship. Unfortunately, he broke his hand, so that's going to suck. Rudolph is only good at attracting helmets to the head. Oh, man, this is going to be the one that they continuously show in the highlight over and over. His Heisman Trophy has been restored. And so, yes. How you let the man get behind you and and they're that close in the red zone? Is what I want to know. Braden McFly in the building. See, they are reviewing it, but Boto said, LOL, I did have to say something about him losing the Heisman Trophy in, in the Hall of Fame in this game. Brayhawk says they're reviewing it. Lefty says they're going to overturn that. Bodo says it's overturned. RC says, where's Laney at? Laney came through earlier, but she did notify us that she was going to be spending time, I think, with her family today, so she wasn't going to be able to catch these games. But she did come through early on, like at the very beginning. So yeah, she was busy today. Sam said Mississippi State new quarterback name is Luke Kramenhawk, jersey number 17. What a name. Now Boto says it looks like a catch. I mean, if we're allowed to use the ground to help us secure it, then sure. But we'll see what they say. Because again, they've got to be 100% sure to change that. I think that they'll keep it the same there. I think that they'll just, they'll call it, they'll stay with the original call, is what I think they're going to say. It looks better for man in that way. So they'll stick with the original call. So I'm expecting the extra point unit to come out there. Yeah, they're going to say it stands. All right. Yep. So when in doubt, it was close enough for it to be a decision in which they're like, you know what, let's just give them the benefit of the doubt. It looks better for Texas that way. And she says, Brayhawk, you're scared of Albany today? Right, but Manning gets a touchdown pass here. Extra point. Good. Right. So we still have time here. Of course, Ohio State's going to come out here looking to try to run that clock. They've already made up their mind. They want to continue to run that clock. Same sort of Ohio State game. How much time is left? Yeah, there's 3 minutes and 28 seconds left to go in this one. So 3 minutes, 28 seconds left to go. Texas just scored. The score right now, Ohio State 14, Texas 7 in this one. So, hey, we'll see. With 3 minutes and 28 seconds left to go, that's still plenty of time. Ohio State's going to pick up a couple first downs here. And me knowing Ohio State the way I know, they're going to continue to double down on Donaldson and continue to let him try to run the ball here and just put their faith in the offensive line. Lefty says, I think it moved, but you can't see it move on camera, so it's got to stay a touchdown. And she says, I got to watch Iowa football today because I need my Iowa fix, and the only way I'm going to get it, you say 2 months until Iowa's women's Hawkeyes basketball. All right, so no return there. Boda says, I guess their next three opponents for each team are all cupcakes. That's a very good question. The remaining schedule for the remainder of these teams here. Let's see what that's going to be. Let's see. For Ohio State, there's Grambling, there's Ohio, then there's Washington. So depending on what type of team Washington is this year, who knows? But plenty of good teams still left on the schedule. It's that Big Ten schedule. RC, stop it. Stop it, RC. You know that's irking JB right now. Because that was my fear that once we scored that second touchdown, we were going to go ultra conservative and then just not care if they score. Just think about only the clock. But all right, 3 minutes and 28 seconds left to go. Texas has two timeouts also. Staying up under center, multiple tight end. Going to give it to the running back. And the running back is going to get back to the line of scrimmage. And again, it is tough to run on that Texas team whenever they are expecting you to run. But Lefty coming through with a super, and he says, time to go do some things around the house before work later. Dude, appreciate you coming through, Lefty. Of course, man, you're the real MVP, man. It's always great when you show up, man. So glad we got to watch some Buckeyes here today. But I'm still hoping we hold on here. There's still plenty of time. Too much time for JB's liking. But thanks for coming through, man. And hey, I feel you there. Housework has to get done. Second and 10. Staying in the pocket. On the move. Staying. Please. Staying. Throws it. Incomplete. Incomplete. All right, so now a big third down here for the Buckeyes. Can we find a way to get a first? Samuel says Mississippi State Bulldogs time, fourth quarter, 3 minutes left. Okay, okay. So a third and 10. Obviously, you're going to run your best play to get Smith open. He's your first target. That's who you want to get the ball to. But if not, I'm telling you, look for my boy Tate. He can get us a good 11, 12 yard. But make the right football decision here. Be smart with the football here. Snap the ball. Looking. Throws it short. Gets the completion, but he's tackled immediately at the 30-yard line. So he did get the completion there. And Boto says, call timeout, Texas. So fourth down coming up. So just like that. Now Texas will get a chance that they with the football back here again after scoring on their last drive. Boto says lots of time. Yeah, 2 minutes and 33 seconds, lots of time. So the defense, we're looking at you. You've played great basically all game long there. DB just out of position there. Do not let this kid come back and tie this up. All right, take care, lefty. All right, punt's on the way. So booming punt, and it's gonna go out at the 15-yard line. Okay. Okay, I'll take that punt. I'll take it. And Brayhawk says there's still a chance for Texas. I believe in the Buckeyes defense. The way that the way Ohio State's defense been looking so far, I believe in that. Boto says if Texas gets a touchdown, would you go for two? And so, I mean, if I was Texas, probably not because simply the fact that it's not like Ohio State's been lighting up the scoreboard either in this one. RC says, JB, what you doing after the game? And so, got to spend time with the wife. Got to spend time with the wife. So that's what JB will be doing after this game. All right, 2 minutes and 26 seconds left to go. And I'm looking at the Buckeyes here like, stay aggressive. Don't be conservative here. Throws it complete. Once again, too high. And that's been the theme tonight. All right, here we go. Second and 10. From our own 15-yard line. Tight end goes in motion. Manning in the pocket. Manning slings one up there. And he gets the completion. He gets the completion there. I'm like, he's a tight end. You can't keep up with his speed. Samuel says he's going to drive to Oxford, Mississippi now. Be safe. Be safe. All right. Boto says, wow. So he's impressed with the pass there. 2 minute mark. So we're at the 2 minute mark right now with Ohio State leading 14-7. But right now, Texas showing the most life that they've shown basically all game. But can they put it together for a score? Brayhawk says, what a throw. And so now we are here at the commercial right now. 2 minutes left in this one. So with 2 minutes, he's got one timeout to work with here. Samuel says he's at Oxford, Mississippi. Oh, you're already there? Okay, that's right. You got to drive out of there. Okay. And we are currently at the commercial. All right. So again, at the commercial here, final 2 minutes of the game. Who's going to make the plays that matter most? SM says JB getting Peyton flashbacks. And so, well, I mean, considering that my team beat Peyton more than Peyton beat us, I surely hope that that's the case there because Peyton would turn that ball over against us in this type of situation. Let's see. Boda says, yeah, I've been stuck in the dang hotel. You say since the 4th of July, you have a major tear on your ankle and a minor tear on your foot. So you've been filming for football for a while. So, oh man, you're going through a lot, Boto. What happened there? What happened there? Samuel says coming up next week. I'm sorry, next Marshall versus Georgia. Mr. JB says, let's go, Texas. All right, so let's see. How will this one end? Manning. They're going to run the ball here. Brings them down, picks up about 5 yards there on the carry. And again, they've got one timeout here. Bodo says it's an old injury that happened like 15 years ago. Complete pass again behind his target there. Another incompletion. You said an old injury that happened like 15 years ago when you got blown over in Kansas. Oh man. And they didn't fix it properly with the operation, and nobody could tell until you finally got an MRI. Oh man, Boto, that sucks, man. That sucks. All right, but here we go, guys. 3rd and 5 right now. Here in the fourth quarter, a minute and 38 seconds left to go here. Texas, shotgun formation. Trip top of the screen here, one tight end, bottom of formation. They're looking to the sideline here. Can this Buckeyes defense make a play here, or will Texas get the first? Running back goes in motion. Manning looking. Manning throws it. Incomplete. Incomplete. The ball was there for him. The ball was there for him. I mean, was it perfect placement? No, but the opportunity was there. And now, 4th down. It all comes down to this 4th and 5. Time it says, let's go. Come on, Ohio State Buckeyes champions. All right, Samuel, I see you. Boto says, yeah, because you kept getting injured in the ankle over and over again. Boto says, horrible pass there. Now, JB wasn't going to say it. All right, they're 1 of 4 today on 4th downs. This is basically it. If they don't get this, that's game. Gets the snap there looking. Pressure all around him. Gets the completion, but what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Let's go, Buckeyes. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Boto says Ohio State wins. Ohio State wins. Ohio State gets W's. Let's go. Brayhawk says that's game. And when Brayhawk says that's game, that means that's game. Wow. How about that? Brayhawk says, what a win for Ohio State. It all comes down to this. There was a lot of passes in this game that Manning could have completed had the ball placement been better. Sometimes it's been because of pressure. Other times it's just with bad throws. But that defense stepped it up. Let's go. And so I will be streaming tomorrow for the Notre Dame and Miami Hurricanes game. So anybody that's got time to come through, that's going to be my next stream tomorrow. Again, that's going to be Notre Dame versus the Miami Hurricanes there. So I think we'll get another good one there. So you're not going to want to miss that one for sure. So, and again, that one is going to be, let's see the start time for that one. Yeah, that's gonna be 7:30 Eastern time. So plenty that's a good time, 7:30 Eastern time tomorrow. Notre Dame versus Miami again, 7:30 Eastern time. That's JB's next live stream. Notre Dame at Miami. So how about that? How about that? Samuel says no OT, no JBOT. Boto says you'll pop in tomorrow. Bet, bet, bet. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. Laney, thanks for coming back through. And you say, way to go, JB. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And so Mr. JB says, let's go, Canes. And so you were just saying, let's go, Texas a minute ago. Well, we'll see what your Hurricanes have in store. We will see. And again, 12-2 right now. Buckeyes lining up here. Shotgun formation, taking off as much time as possible before Stan gives himself up here. Third down coming up. And so right now they're just shaking their heads now. That's gotta hurt. You start off the season ranked number one, and then your very first game you play, you lose. Just like that. But you know what? Texas has a very stout defense, and they got some playmakers on offense. So Texas, we know, thanks to the college football system here, Texas will get plenty of opportunities to rebound. But yeah, tomorrow the Notre Dame Fighting Irish versus the Miami Hurricanes, Samuel, and that's going to be 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Notre Dame versus Miami. That's right, on a Sunday. Notre Dame versus Miami. But that's it. That's all she wrote. Buckeyes for the W. 14-7. It was a defensive game there, but man, I mean, other than that one touchdown that arched through, man, there was a lot of mistakes, a lot of passes we wish he could have back there. Texas had their opportunities there. It's just, it wasn't in the cards for them. And they were on the road, so that I guess that played a part too. Boda says, yeah, isn't it like the top 16 make it to the playoffs and then the rest make it to the college football corrupt bowl system? And so, man, how many teams? It's still at 12, isn't it? It's still locked in at 12, is it? Or did that number change this year? But man, what a game, what a game, what a game. And so, and Lewis, if you're back there, I know that means you cashed in. You already knew you were going to cash in. You took the under, and what a wise choice that was to take the under in this game here. 14-7 is the final score. Buckeyes on top with the W. How about that? And CRC says, catch you later, Jay Beasy. You say, appreciate the fire game call today. Enjoy the rest of the Saturday. You and the wifey, peace. Appreciate that. And yes, it is time for JB to go ahead and wrap things up here. And so thanks for coming through, Boto. It's always good to see you. Always good to see you. You take care. And everybody else, thanks for coming through as well. You guys enjoy the rest of the day. And all I can say is go Buckeyes. We got the W. Where's old man at? Because old man says when I stream the Buckeyes, we lose. And so we got the W today. Times are changing. Times are changing. And so I'll see what games I can watch. I do want to watch the Clemson LSU game. I do want to see that, but it just comes down to, how the day goes out honestly from here. But yeah, see you next time, Samuel. Thanks for coming through, guys. Take care and see you tomorrow.